Hi friends, thank you for joining me here on Messy Girl Crafts. If you're new here, welcome in. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome home. Today I'm going to be whip chatting with you today, but I wanted to show you some things that I'll be using up close first before I get back behind my table, because I have already been starting to get some of the things in from my sales shopping, Black Friday shopping, and so I wanted to put some things in use to the video today, but if I haven't shown them to you yet, I want to show them to you. So the first thing I'll go over are these beautiful trays that I got from Nix's Notions. So I've used Nix's Notions trays before on my channel, but I got these new ones. Do you see how cool that is? They have my name on it and Messy Girl Crafts. This is the Venti style. So before I picked these up, I had these ones here. Let me go in my drawer. So, oops. This is the Submarine, which is like a smaller, well, it's like thin and narrow, but it's shorter. The walls are shorter. And when I was using this one, it was working really well and the drills were pouring out just fine. But because the walls were so short, when I would tilt my tray to dump things back in the container, it would just, they would fall out very easily. So I wanted to try the higher walled version. So it's the exact same narrowness, but this is called the Venti because it's got these high walls. And the cool thing about the Ventis is you get to actually customize them. So I got Messy Girl Crafts on this one. This one's like, I think it's called like frost blue or aqua blue or something. Then I got my Messy Girl Crafts on this one. It's like a peachy color, super cute. And then I got Ashley on this one because red's my favorite color, so I had to sport the Ashley. But yeah, and it says Nix's Notions on the other side and Ashley, and then same thing. The other two say Messy Girl Crafts and Nix's Notions, and they also say the year on the back, which I think is kind of fun too. So 2024, and yeah, it's just it's good quality. It's hard plastic. So I'm excited to see how the drills kind of go back into my containers with a higher walled tray. So I'll be trying this out today. I'll probably use my Ashley one. So I'll put my other ones to the side. And then another thing that I wanted to show you was one of the best purchases literally I've ever made for this craft. Look at these. Do you see this? This is from Bella Art de Nicole, or Bella Art's Diamonds, I believe. They are table clamps that catch your diamond painting so it doesn't sit in your lap while you're working on it. So there's one on each side of my table. They're completely movable, so it's like a C clamp, so you can see this is 3D printed. You can twist down, and I got the ones, there's two versions on her website. There's one like this where it's got a bigger opening for a larger or a thicker table, and then there's the original one, which is smaller. I got the larger one because if I ever travel, I want to be able to fit more options as far as table sizes. But you just twist this to open it up as like much as the table requires, and then you literally just stick it on like this, and then you twist it up so that it catches the base of your table. So I'm just going to keep twisting and twisting. Okay, so it's starting to get tight. Now, what you'll do is you'll take your diamond painting and you'll turn it the direction that you're gonna be rolling it. And you can just move this like this to however, whatever width you need. If it's a huge painting, if it's a small painting, it doesn't matter. These are completely adjustable and they're amazing. And so yeah, so I would just move it to wherever I wanted it. I would tighten this bolt down here, and then I would roll my painting under the table. I'm gonna do that with this, but it's gonna be facing me and you wouldn't be able to see it while I was doing my whip today, or my whip and chat today. So I wanted to show you how cool these are because they're just, you're literally, it just sits right in here. Your rolled up diamond painting just sits right in there, and this clamps onto your table. So yeah, super, super cool. And look how pretty this color is. I got like I forgot what this colorway is called, but it's like a really pretty like pink to blue shift. Even the little bolt at the bottom is colorful. So yeah, I just wanted to show you some of those things because I'm going to be working with them today. And then I also wanted to show you what's going to be in my pens. So I have my two hand-turned pens that I'll be using today. One is from Bistro Exclusives and one is from Jim's Handmade Pen Shop. This is the Bistro Exclusives. Oh, it's upside down. So pretty. So this one I'll be using, and then I'll also be using this really awesome one from Jim's Handmade Pen Shop. And so both of them have 7 placers on one side and single placers on the other. In my Jim's pen shop, I'm going to be using glue dots in the single placer and NYX's Notions sugar cookie putty. Do you all remember Samuel? Samuel will be making an appearance today. So Samuel, the sugar cookie, is in my multi-placer, or sorry, yes, in my multi-placer. And then in my Bistro exclusives, I will have in the multi-placer side some of the sticky, super sticky wax. I'm going to have it in my multi-placer and in my single placer in this pen. So this is the sticky wax, super sticky wax from Patty Wax. This company and Distracted by Diamonds, it's the same people, and they sent me this little sample when they sent me my Christmas kitty canvas. So I'm gonna kind of play around and use both of them. I'm gonna load a fresh batch of the super sticky into my single placer. It's in my multi-placer right now, and I will say it's very challenging to load a multi-placer with hard wax because you have to do a lot of scraping, and so you have to like mush it down, and it's a little uneven, but it does do the job. It does work. But I think most likely, based on like using it for a couple days, I'm probably going to end up using the putty for my multi-placing, and then I'll do some swapping back and forth between my single placer with the super sticky wax and then the glue dots, because glue dots is like my homie, my OG, my favorite. But I want to try out the super sticky wax in my single placer today, since, you know, we're working on a Distracted by Diamonds canvas, and I think that would be really fun. I think that's all of the stuff that's new to you all that you'll be looking at today. Let me show you too, before I sit down, where we're at with this canvas. Okay, so I'm just moving all my stuff. Okay, look at it. Oh, let me stand up for you. Look how good it's looking. I think it looks amazing. The render is super cute, and I'll be talking to you throughout the Whip and Chat about like my thoughts so far on the canvas, the drills, everything. But I just wanted to show you kind of where I'm at and where we're going with this today. So I'll probably be working on this section here, these 3. I will say with this canvas, I have been doing like really large sections. I'm not sure why, maybe because I just don't want to, like, if I'm working in a confetti section, I don't want to have to pull all the same colors out just to scoot over one square. But yeah, it's looking really cute. Oop. It's getting a little heavy because the drills on it. It's looking really, really good. So I am going to finish setting up my table, and then we are going to get this Whip and Chat started. See you soon. Okay, we're back. So now I am set up and we are ready to begin this Whip and Chat. So again, I have my super special tray with my name on it over here that I'll be using. I'm going to load, didn't do this part yet. I still need to load my single placer on one of my pens with the super sticky Patty Wax. So let me get this little cube out. I've never worked with hard wax before. It's definitely been an adjustment, but I will say I've used it. I did test this once before the video, and when the putty, or not the putty, when the wax is new, you get a really good poppy noise. So hopefully you'll be able to hear that in the video. Hopefully it'll give us that good poppy noise right from the beginning. But I'm just loading it. So all I did was like I scraped the top with my pen sideways, and I'm just kind of shoving it in there. And if we need to add more, we will. But for now, I will pop this little square back in its baggie. This is like only a tiny little cube worth of wax, but I feel like as little as it takes to load my placer, it could last me a very long time. So we will see. We will see how it goes. So I have that. I already loaded Samuel Christmas cookie from NYX's Notions into my multi-placer on this pen. Glue dots on the other side. This is all super sticky Patty Wax on the multi-placer and the single placer. And I think we are ready to go. In case you didn't catch my kit up of this kit, that video, I'll link it below for you. But I have over here my legend, because this canvas did not come with individually cut stickers. So I have my logbook here, and as you can see, these are the legends that tell me all of the symbols and matching like DMC and all that. So I have the serial number, which is labeled on my bottle case. And I have to say, I have been loving this. I've been using it for this entire canvas and I am loving it. And it's also really fun as I start to like use colors and have to like move bottles around because I'll use up a whole container. So again, if you haven't watched that video, if there was a color that I needed to use multiple bottles for, I can hold this up for you a little bit so you can see. I would just leave it blank so you can see some of the bottles don't have stickers on top, and that's because it's the same exact DMC color as the one next to it. So for example, 15 doesn't have anything next to it. This is also 15, but there used to be like 3 extra bottles of 15 and now there's only 1. So as I've been working on the kit, I've been able to kind of move bottles down. So now I'm only working on the top of this bottle case, and so it's a lot easier for me to just kind of grab what I need. So I'm loving this kit up system. Highly recommend it. If you don't get individually cut stickers with your with whatever canvas you buy, this is a really great system to use the serial number to organize your drills, and then just have your walking legend on the side so you can know what number is what symbol. I'll definitely mention this in my post review, but just as like a, you know, we're chatting now, so I might as well say it now. One thing that really irks me about this kit in particular is that the serial number does not match the symbol number if it can do that. So, sorry, I'm pulling a cat hair out of my canvas. Please hold. Also, if you hear background noises, it's because my husband right now, Eric, is getting all of the Christmas decorations out of the attic and bringing them downstairs. And I told him, like, you know, please don't fall off a ladder or something while I'm whip and chatting because I'll freak out. So if you hear noises, that's him getting Christmas out of the attic. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so the serial number. So for example, the symbol 1 is number 16. The symbol 5 is number 41. That enrages me in a way that I cannot explain. I'm specifically enraged because please know that I absolutely grabbed the number 1, which is this like pink color, and I placed it all over the number 1. But serial number 1, this bottle is number 1, but number 1 here is number 16, and it's this light peachy color. So I had to individually pick off like 30 to 40 drills from the number 1 because I realized that what I was doing. And listen, this is no dig to Distracted by Diamonds because this is not the only company that has this. I've heard that other people do. But if I were to make a suggestion to this company, please, for the love of all that is holy, assign your serial numbers to the same numbers when possible. So example, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make that serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's just something. So if sometimes I go quiet or I'm like this far away from my canvas, it's because I'm trying to concentrate so I don't mess it up, because last night I was diamond painting until like 3 a.m. and probably shouldn't have done that. It was a Saturday, okay? Don't judge me. It was a Saturday and I was happy to have a whole night to myself diamond painting. So I did that. And you know, when you get tired and your eyes get sleepy, you start to just make some mistakes. And I made the mistake of thinking the serial number matched the symbol, and I was very wrong. So yeah, little hiccup there, but nothing to, you know, I fixed it. It was fine. It was fine. Also, again, this is the first kit that I've worked on that's not Diamond Art Club, and so I've been noticing some differences. Not necessarily differences that are like a problem, other than that one. The symbol thing kills me. But these are acrylic drills, and so I'm used to working with resin drills. I've done resin and round and square from Diamond Art Club, and these are acrylic drills. So it's different. The way the trash looks is also different. Like trash resin drills versus trash acrylic drills. It's interesting how they're different and how you can tell the difference between the drills based on just the trash alone. I honestly have not been too particular with this kit. I don't know why. I don't feel pressure with this kit to be a perfectionist with like oh, I want to make sure that like I pick out all of the trash drills and this and that. The trash drills, and I have a little container here of trash. There's really, I haven't collected all of my trash. I've some of it I've just thrown away completely, but I started to collect some of the trash because I think in my post review, I'll show you guys some of what the trash looks like. It's very interesting, the trash of acrylic drills. They almost do this like, I don't know, fried egg thing. It's like the drill is a circle and then the plastic just kind of like does this, like, it looks like a fried egg. I don't know what to tell you, but like, ironically, the trash drills that look like fried eggs where the plastic is a little bit like extra or whatever on the edges of the drill, sometimes that makes the round drills fit better together because it has this like little thin extra part that like just makes it fit snugly with the other drills. So I've been kind of using them. Not all the time. Like if it's really bad, I won't use it. But like if it's just a little bit, it kind of just helps the drills around it kind of just like fit more snugly because it has the little extras on the sides. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. This is my first time working with acrylic drills, and I will say so far I've done over half of this canvas. I think I do prefer resin drills, but I don't think acrylic drills would deter me from shopping from a company or picking a canvas. I just like to know that going in. But so far I've had a really good experience. The drills are fitting together very well. I'm not having to do a lot of straightening, which is very interesting because I feel like when I'm working on Diamond Art Club canvases, because the drills are so perfect, I feel like I have to place them more perfect because they don't bump into each other as much when it comes to rounds. But this one, I feel like the drills are actually fitting really snug together, even though they're rounds, and I really haven't straightened it all, and I'm looking at the canvas and I feel like it is very straight naturally. So those are just some things. Again, I'll go into more detail in my my post review when this kit is over, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight on, you know, I'm over halfway through the kit. I have this section that I'm going to work on today, but then after that I have 2 more rows and I'm done. So it's, you know, the first half went really slow because I wasn't multi-placing at all. I was pretty much single placing the entire thing because I felt like my multi-placer just wasn't, it was taking longer to multi-place and fix it than it was to just single place. So pretty much all the way down to like the cat's paws, probably like row 3, I was literally single placing the whole thing. And then once I got to the 4th row, which is the row I'm on right now, I got a lot more bold with my multi-placer. I think part of that too is on this multi-placer with the NYX's Notions putty. When I originally loaded that pen with the putty, I made it like very perfect and flat so the putty was only on the inside. But round drills are bigger and sometimes they just need a little bit more grippiness. So I actually overloaded this to where it's like oozing off the sides. It's not transferring any putty to the drills or anything, and I've gotten it dirty. It's the perfect amount of dirty right now that it works really well, but it's kind of over the sides, and I think that that's just helping grab the drills better because when I pushed all the putty perfectly into the multi-placer, it just wasn't grabbing the top of the drills well enough to multi-place without issues. But now I'm multi-placing like a fiend with this one. So again, I'm probably going to use this pen for my single placer because it has the super sticky wax in it. But if I go to multi-place, I'm probably going to end up using this one because I'm not as much of a fan of the multi-placing with the super sticky because again, it's hard wax, so it really does need to be pressed into the placer and it doesn't really ooze over the sides, which makes it kind of harder for me to pick up round drills. Now with square drills, this might work completely differently, and so we'll have to try that in the future, but for now, that's what I'm planning on doing. So I just wanted to share, you know, again, this is Christmas Kitty by Puffy Gator from Distracted by Diamonds, and I've already shared with you all the things that I'm working with. So yeah, let's get into it. Our first color, I don't know, maybe we should do a color that there's a bunch of it. I'll do this one, which is, or no, actually I will do the number 1. The serial number 1, which is number 16. Don't get that confused, people. All right, so I just dumped the whole thing in because why not? And then I just keep my 1 bottle here so I don't forget. And then we shaky. So how's everybody doing? I feel like we haven't talked in a hot minute. I mean, I've been posting videos and stuff, but we haven't gotten to chat because last week on Wednesday when I normally would have posted a whip and chat, I actually posted a giveaway video instead. So thank you again so much for getting Messy Girl Crafts to over 1,000 subscribers at this point. I really appreciate all the support you guys have shown me in just the short amount of time that I've been filming for YouTube. And I gotta say, it's been so much fun. Like, I've been having such a fun time doing these videos with you guys and getting to know you through the comments and just seeing all your reactions to all the fun craziness. It's been really great. I've honestly, I was intimidated at first. Like, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if people are gonna like me or people are gonna think I'm weird, which I am weird, obviously, but you like it and that makes me happy. So again, thank you so much for all of the support you guys have shown me. And actually I was able to pull the winner of our giveaway this morning. So I'm actually gonna pause really quick because I'm sure you guys are like dying to know who won the giveaway. So let me pause really quick. I'm gonna cut over to Editing Ashley. Editing Ashley is gonna show you who the winner is, and then I'll pop right back. So I'll see you in a sec.
Hi everyone, this is Editing Ashley and I am here to pick the winner of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway for Messy Girl Crafts. Thank you all so much for entering. We had 87 entries total for this giveaway, so I'm going to spin this random picker. Basically, I took the Google form, turned it into a Google Sheets, grabbed everybody's names out of there and dropped it in this random picker. So that's how we are going to pick the winner. It is completely random, so let's spin the wheel. Who's gonna win? Bridget is our big winner. Congratulations, Bridget. I will be reaching out to you to confirm your winnings of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Congratulations. Back to you, Ashley.
Congratulations! Woo! Winner of the giveaway, 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We're so excited for the giveaway winner. Currently, right now, I have no idea who won, but I'm happy for you, whoever you are. So yeah, I'm gonna ship that out as soon as possible. So that way the winner can have the kit or the advent calendar, so they can do that right away if they want to, or they can just hang on to it, or hey, maybe they want to they have another diamond painting friend who didn't get a chance to pick it up and they want to give it as a gift. I don't care what you do with it, honestly. Just thank you. It's a thank you so much for subscribing and being supportive, and I'm really excited, you know, to see what the future holds for this channel and for myself. So thank you again. I wanted to update you guys on just a whole bunch of different stuff. I mean, so much has happened. It's currently Sunday, December 1st. So welcome to December, I guess. This year has gone by so incredibly fast. I can't even believe all the things that I've done this year, all the places I've gone, all of the people I've met, accomplishments I've made. It's just like, it's crazy to look back and try to reflect on it. And then also, I'm a very like futuristic thinker. Like, I'm someone who, even though I love to enjoy the present, I am always thinking about the future. Let me know in the comments if you're like that too. I really do my best to try to be more in the present and not just constantly think about what's coming next, but what's coming next is always so exciting to me that I do tend to think about that a lot. So just, you know, especially with the channel, like all of the fun ideas I have and all the video ideas I have and stuff, like it just gets me like giddy and excited. So I'm excited for what's coming next, but I'm also really excited for where I'm at right now. So as far as like work is concerned, I'm looking at my notes because I feel like so much has happened. I want to make sure I talk to you about everything. Oh yeah, so this Friday, December 6th, I have a new hire starting at work. I'm so excited for my new person to come on the team. We were down one person for a while, since probably like August. We've been down a person. If this is your first video of mine that you're watching and you don't really know much about my work, I work at a university for admissions, specifically for a college of nursing. And so I am essentially the associate director. I'm the head of the admissions department. And then I have a team underneath me that does like all the recruiting and the application processing and all that stuff. So the person that we lost in the beginning of the fall was somebody, and it was for amicable reasons. It wasn't anything bad or anything, but that person that moved on was in like the evaluator position. So they were one of the people who processed applications and like did all of that stuff for a certain number of our nursing programs. And so, when they left, I kind of picked up the slack, as you should, as a supervisor. Like, you shouldn't just push that work onto your team. You got to kind of step up in those situations. But I was happy to do that, and I was happy to step in and start processing applications, reading essays, working with prospective students with their questions. I've been doing that. But when, I'm doing that job, it's hard to do that job and my actual job, being a director. So it's been tough. I've had to manage my time at work a lot better. But I think also the fact that we've been piloting 410s this semester has helped a lot, because having those extra hours after the doors close to just kind of reset, answer emails, work on projects where I need like zero distraction. Because during the day, you have meetings and people are messaging you and asking you questions, and like, you're supporting your team. It's a lot. So during the day, I don't honestly get much. I mean, I get stuff accomplished, but I feel like I'm treading water. Like, I feel like I'm helping people do their jobs, but I'm not doing my job. So, or not as much of it as I would like to be doing. So usually what happens is, like, if I have to go to campus, I will go to campus, because I only go to campus like twice a week. But when I go to campus, I will, spend the day doing my thing, helping everybody, running around, whatever it is that I have to do that day. And then when I leave campus and I go home, those last like 2.5 hours that I have to work to get to my like 10 hours for that day, I am just doing only me stuff. Like, I'm doing emails, I'm running reports, I'm running statistics, I'm, working on projects and stuff, or, getting kind of my bigger plate thinned out, because that stuff can get extremely overwhelming if you don't do it when you're supposed to. Like, if you continue to push back pulling certain reports or running certain statistics, or, projects, if you are like, oh, I'll do that later, it just gets completely overwhelming and it piles up. And then that's how you end up spending like late hours into the night where you shouldn't be working. So having the 410 schedule now has really, really helped me manage my time better at work, and balancing like helping my team, but then also working on my own stuff. And then, like I said, this Friday, our new person is starting to replace the evaluator that we lost. So the next couple weeks is just going to be intense training. And I really wanted to bring someone on the team sooner. Like, I wanted to do the search for that replacement much earlier in the semester. But I took the opportunity of the opening to kind of work on structuring a career ladder. So in my job, it's very hard. There's not really like upward mobility, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not really a job where you can start at the bottom and then like there's positions above you that you can eventually like climb up to in your career. I'm kind of an anomaly. When I started my position, I was at the bottom of the totem pole, and then people just kept leaving, and the office structure kept shifting and shifting and shifting, to the point where like I amassed so much experience and knowledge that like I think eventually they were like, well, I guess we have to pick her because she's been here the longest and she knows the most about what's going on. And, I'd like to think I'm good at my job too, but I think, I played the waiting game and it worked out for me, but I don't think that works out for everybody. And a lot of people get very disgruntled when they've been at a company or with a business for a really, really long time, and like, they don't grow as a professional. And so I didn't want, my team at work is like, I call them the dream team. They're 10 out of 10, like the best team ever. I love each and every one of them so much. And so I didn't want them to feel like they had nowhere to go. I didn't want them to feel like they had to leave my office or my team to grow as a professional. So when the person left that position, I took the opportunity, and I was kind of in the works of doing it before they left, but it just timing, whatever. I took that opportunity to work on a career ladder for my team. So essentially, instead of it just being like, you're an admissions recruiter advisor, now they have the opportunity to be recruiter advisor 1, recruiter advisor 2, senior recruiter advisor 1. There's now movement, but that took so much heavy lifting. My supervisor was very supportive of the idea, and to be honest, like, I think his tenacity with the higher ups really helped me push it through, because you know, when you implement career ladders like that, it takes a lot of coordination with HR and with finance, because you know, if you're going to create a ladder, you have to get the budget involved, and like, is there going to be pay raises associated with that, and like, what is the difference between a 1 and a 2, and you have to write all that out. Like, I spent a lot of time fleshing out what are the working responsibilities of a 1 versus a 2 versus a senior, and that took a month. Like, that literally was a month of me like slamming my head into a computer, just like trying to figure out how I wanted it to go. But I also took a lot of feedback from my team. Like, I told them about it when I was working on it. I was like, I want you guys to have input on what you want to see. Like, if you were going to go for a senior position, or if you were going to go for, like, what responsibilities do you think that person should have that's above the responsibilities you have right now? And what do you think is not appropriate? Or, you know, so I did try not to work in a silo just on my own. I tried to like incorporate other people's ideas and thoughts, and I tried to get as much feedback as possible. Because again, the purpose of me doing this is retention of an incredible team that I've built over the last few years. And obviously, like, if they have to leave because of whatever reason, like, I'm totally fine with that. You know, as long as they're leaving for good reasons. I don't, you know, if they're getting a promotion or more money, or they're moving, or, you know, like, those are all good things and things that I would celebrate. But if they're leaving because they're like, you know, there's no opportunities for me here, I don't feel like I'm being heard or supported, like, that's not okay. I don't want that. So I took a lot of their thoughts and opinions into the building of that career ladder. And essentially, because I decided to start that project, and I didn't realize this at the time, but because I decided to tackle that giant project of like creating a career ladder, they basically said to me, you know, when the other person left, they were like, okay, well, you know, we need this career ladder to be put in place before you go posting the job position for the replacement. And I was like, okay. Because my thought process was just hire someone now as the job is currently like listed, because the work is the same, right? Like, the work is the same. But essentially what I would do is, like, I was thinking, oh, I'll just hire them now, and then once I have all of the pieces in place for the career ladder, I'll reclassify everybody at the same time. So like, you'll be a 1, you'll be a 2, you'll be a whatever. Like, I was just like, let me just hire my one person that I need, and they'll just be titled the same thing that everybody else is. But then once the career ladder is finalized, we will reclassify, is what they like to call it. Reclassify everybody in their new appropriate roles and titles. And the new person would have obviously been a level 1, because that's what I was kind of hiring for from the beginning. And that's how the original job description was written. And that's also one of the main reasons why I was very passionate about doing this career ladder. The people on my team are already operating at the level 2 level, but they were listed basically as like what is equivalent to a number, like a 1. So they were doing the jobs of 2s, but their titles reflected a 1, but 1s and 2s didn't exist. And then, you know, I wanted them to be able to reach for like a senior position if they wanted to, you know, and I don't expect all of them to go for that, but if they want that, you know, upward mobility, I wanted that to be available as well. So yeah, so essentially, like, the people on the team that have been here for a while, they all got reclassified as 2s. And then the new person that I hired, I brought them in as a 1. And then again, so that way they have upward mobility, and then they can become a 2, and then they can become a senior if they want to. Again, no pressure. But yeah, that's what I've been up to at work lately. And so I feel like it's finally all coming to fruition, which is really exciting. So yeah, the new person starts on Friday. So we're all going to go to campus together. The whole team is going to go to campus to make them feel welcome. We're going to draw fun stuff all over their door with, you know, expo markers to make it all cute and fun and welcoming. Actually, I have to make sure I do that tomorrow, because I'm going on campus tomorrow, and then I won't be back on campus until Friday. So I want to make sure it's all cute and decorated before they come. And I don't think that they'll beat me on Friday, but I don't want to risk it. You know what I mean? So I'll probably decorate their desk tomorrow at work, and then Friday they will get to meet everybody in person, because we did the person's interview over Microsoft Teams, so it was like a virtual video interview. So we've seen them, but we haven't gotten to like meet them in person and hang out and stuff. So it'll be really fun to do that on Friday. We'll take everybody out to lunch. We'll have fun. We'll just have like a really nice Friday. I feel kind of bad for this person though, because they're starting, oh, oops. I'm not supposed to be using that pen as my single placer. I'm supposed to be using the sticky wax as my single placer. So, they're starting, because of the way the pay period works, the end of the pay period is a Thursday, so Friday is technically the first day of the next pay period, which I find to be so obnoxious. But because of that, the person starts on a Friday, which is the first day of a pay period, and then we only have like 3 full weeks of work left before the winter break. Because again, I work for a college, so when the university's closed, the university's closed, like we don't work, which is amazing. It's an amazing benefit of working for a university. But this person is literally starting on a Friday, right? So they're not working for me this week, but then next week and the week after that, the semester's over. Like I think the university closes after December 20th. December 20th is a Friday, I'm pretty sure. And so that is the last Friday before we go on break for 2 weeks for the winter holiday. So the next 2 weeks, like not this week, because again, they start at the end of the week, but the week after that and the week after that is going to be like intense. Like that poor person is just going to be drinking out of a fire hose. And that's not really what I wanted. Plus, it's like, okay, I'm going to give you all of this information and then you're going to go on break for 2 weeks and forget everything. And again, I'm not blaming the person for forgetting, but like, you know, it's like you're doing all these new things for a new job and then you get a 2-week break and then you have to come back and like try to retain stuff. Like, I feel like the first 2 weeks, instead of just trying to like shove all this information down their throat, I'm probably just going to do a lot of like soft onboarding, like this, like, let's make sure you have access to all the systems. Let's make sure you know who all the main players are and who the staff is. And like, it's probably going to be more that and more happy-go-lucky. And then when we turn the corner into spring, in the spring, my admissions team is always like just firing on all cylinders because we have every single application open for the entire College of Nursing. So undergrad and grad, every single program has an application open in the spring. And so we are all just like going absolutely batty. I'm going to be diamond painting more than ever at that time because I'm going to need to de-stress like big time. So yeah, so in the spring is probably when I'm going to do more heavy like application processing and all that with them, so that way they can get a real example of it happening in real time. But because they're going to be in training, it means I'm pretty much going to be having to do the work alongside them to like help them learn. So that's going to be fun. But again, I'm just so excited to have a full team again. And I know that by the time we hit the summer next year, which is crazy to think that like I'm already, again, this is me, I'm very futuristic. I'm already thinking about summer 25 because that's just how I live my life. Even at work, it's like you're always thinking about the next cycle and the next whatever is coming. So by the time we get to summer of 25, I think that I think we'll be in a really good place, which is great, honestly, because then they'll have a crazy season under their belt. So when we go into the fall, like they're already knowing what's coming and they've already kind of experienced the worst of it. So I'm trying to find the silver lining in it, but I do wish I had had more time to train them in this semester before, you know, everyone's drinking out of a fire hose. But that's kind of the work stuff. Well, I was going to say too, again, pause me as I look at my notes here. We did have a Thanksgiving potluck at work, which was really, really fun. Hold on, did I just drop a drill? Okay, that goes in the right spot. Sometimes like I'll like pick up the drill and I'll look somewhere and I look back and the drill's gone and I'm like, I'm never gonna find that again. Like if that fell onto the canvas, unless it's like sticking straight up, like I'm like, that drill just goes there now. Wherever it landed, it just goes there. By the way, the super sticky patty wax it's working really well. Do you hear the pop? Like that is a good pop. Oh yeah. Single placing all day. Okay. Also, I love that like the glue on this canvas is extremely sticky because I can press like really hard like this. And it doesn't, you know, the drill doesn't come back with the pop. And this is, I just loaded this single placer. So this is not like worn in sticky wax. You watched me load it. So, you know, it's not leaving any residue on the drills. It's giving me a really nice pop noise. I really like it. I really like this super sticky wax for my single placer. Again, the multi-placer, I'll try to use it again. There's not too much. Is this the right size? Okay, wait here. Let me use the multi-placer in this one. There's like one line of ones that I can use it on because I think I have the 7 placer. So I'm lining it up in my tray. It is staying on there. And then let me try to place here. Yeah, it's okay. It does what it's supposed to do, but I feel like I have to now go back and straighten the drills because, again, the wax is a hard wax. It's not a putty. It's not squishy. It's hard. And so because it's hard, it doesn't really like mold around the drills when I push my placer down into the drills. It just kind of picks them up wherever they are in the tray. So if they're kind of like in a little bit of a wiggle, it picks them up in a little bit of a wiggle, and then I place it and it has a little bit of a wiggle. So probably won't use it much for my multi-placer, but I do really like it for my single placer, so that's great. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we had a Thanksgiving potluck at work, which was really fun. One of the things that I love about whenever our college does like potlucks or parties or anything like that, like anything where they expect us to bring food to, they say that they're covering the main dish and then we just bring fun sides and desserts, which I think is the best idea ever because, like, you know, how many people are gonna, like, some people get really into potlucks and they do like cook and whatever, but then there's like other people who just want to bring like plastic cups and paper plates. So like the college is like, don't worry about the main meal of it all. You just bring the fun stuff. Like you can bring the sides, you can bring desserts, and it works out really, really well because then everyone feels like they're getting good food because it's catered, like the main meal is catered, but then you get to try everybody's like fun side dishes. And for Thanksgiving, it worked out really well. So that was super yummy. I had tons of different versions of stuffing and corn casseroles, although I will say nothing holds a candle to my husband's cooking. Oh my Lanta. He cooked for Thanksgiving, and I'll talk about that in a little bit once I'm beyond the work stuff. But man, when he throws down in the kitchen, he throws down in the kitchen. But anyway, so yeah, we had a Thanksgiving potluck. That was really, really fun. And then the next holiday party at work is going to be our huge white elephant Christmas exchange. I cannot wait to tell you guys about that when it happens because it is always utter chaos in the best way. Like literally people are stealing, like with white elephants, it's usually like, you know, you can steal presents from each other up to a certain amount of times and whatever. But like, you know, there is no rules with this game. Like nobody has any respect for who you are at work. It's like, oh no, if I want your present, I'm taking your present. People are stealing from the dean. People are taking from, like, it's so funny. It is like my favorite party that the college throws every year, and it's always utter chaos in like the best way. Sorry, I'm just making sure I didn't forget any 1 symbols over here. I mean, with confetti, this happens all the time where like you do your initial scan and then you're like, okay, I'm good. And then you put the color away and then you find it. Oh, see, I just found another one. I found another one. Oh, and another one. Oh my gosh, this is going to be me. Oh, and another one. See, I feel like sometimes too, looking up and then looking back down, your eyes reset and you can see things again. It's not the end of the world though. I typically scan left to right. Like I pick a color that's on the left. Like I look at this very first column of drills. I pick one of those symbols and I work it all the way over. Then I pick another symbol and work it all the way over. Because I'm left-handed, so I feel like I lay my hand over here. So the more coverage I can get on the left side of my working space over is better. So like there were a couple number 1s over here, so I'm just doing all the 1s, and then I'll probably do either L7, the music note, or the triangle next, and then I'll just keep going and going and going until I've like filled all of the drills up, and then I just move on to the next section. But again, I'm a savage when it comes to sectioning. Like I don't use washi tape or anything. Like I just take off as many papers as I want to and I just go to town. I will say I am completely spoiled by Diamond Art Club's perforated covers, because this kit came with a plastic sheet on top of it, which I love. Like, that's great. But like, I was so used to working with those perforated covers where you can rip certain sections and just peel them back and then put it back down. This one, it was just one big sheet of plastic, and I got so aggravated with it that I ended up just like using the release papers. So I'm using release papers here. I still have my cover minders all over the place holding the release papers down, because of when you roll the canvas with these Bella Art clamps, the release papers get weird. So I do have a bunch of my cover minders. This is my Grinchy one that I got. I don't know what I did. I have no idea. I have no idea where it went, but I can't find the one that I got from them that was the Distracted by Diamonds. You know, the really pretty one that I showed you guys where it was like their logo and it was a big circle. I'm just looking up at all my cover minders. I have them. I have like metal bars that are holding up shelves, and that's where all my cover minders are. I have no idea where I put that big circle one. And it's huge. Like, it's not one that you would misplace easily, but I have no idea where I put it. So right now I'm just using my Grinchy one off to the side here, and then I have a bunch more cover minders underneath me right now, holding the release papers in the areas where they need to be, so that way they don't like rip up in my lap. But again, having the clamps here are life-changing for diamond painting, so definitely recommend that you guys grab them off of Bella Art de Nicole's page. So, oh yeah, number one. Okay, sorry, I got distracted, as I do. So yeah, parties at work, super fun. Very excited to continue to celebrate with multiple parties in the future. What else was I going to tell you guys about work? Oh. So at work, this is something that I think is super cool. We have an entire like department at the College of Nursing dedicated to wellness. They are literally the Office of Wellbeing. Okay, for like our nursing college, not the entire university probably has something similar, but our college specifically pays these women, there's 2 of them and they're phenomenal, pays these women to like run wellness activities and things and whatever for just our college. And it's the best thing ever, and I love them so much, and they do such a great job. And I forgot when it, oh, I know what happened. So this is a 2-parter situation. So the first part of this story is that, number one, they're amazing, but also they are running this, they do like fun challenges throughout the year, that you can win a prize if you participate the whole time, but it's always like a wellness activity. And so the wellness activity that we did for the fall was called, like Attitude of Gratitude or Gratitude Challenge or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it, but essentially you have to download this app. It's called 3 Good Things. I'll pop up a picture of what the app looks like on my iPhone, but it's called 3 Good Things. And I think they have it for Android too, but I have an iPhone, so that's, you know, my experience, but it's called 3 Good Things. I highly recommend you guys download this. Essentially, it has like a calendar. It looks like just like a normal digital calendar, but every day there's 3 lines underneath it, and you just write down 3 good things that happened to you that day. It's just a mindfulness gratitude challenge. And so for the work challenge, we had to do it for 2 weeks, and we had to have a streak where we did it every single day for like 14 days. And then if we successfully complete the challenge, we get like a really cute t-shirt from our college, so that it like encourages people to do it every day. We've also done like meditation challenges and all that stuff too. And actually the college secured accounts for all of us to get Headspace, the pro version, free for us. So again, I'm obsessed with the place that I work at. I don't ever anticipate leaving the place I work at. I love my job so much. But yeah, so 3 Good Things app. If you're somebody who just feels like, if you feel like you have a lot of intrusive thoughts and you feel like sometimes you get super down and like you don't know how to pull yourself out of a rut, I definitely found myself scrolling back on previous days and like reading the 3 good things that I had written on those days. And it just made me feel better. It just made me feel good. You know, it could have been like, I got a Starbucks today. Eric brought me flowers. You know, I got my nails done. I accomplished a huge project at work. I didn't have any traffic this morning. Like, whatever. It could be literally, it could be like, my cat looked adorable this morning. I don't know. Like, it could be anything. You could literally put any 3 good things that you want to. And then it's just like every day you just reflect on your day. I would do it right before bedtime, and I would just look back on my day. Or if something really good happened to me in the moment, I'd be like, oh, these are one of my 3 things today. I'm putting it down right now. You can do it however you want, but it's 3 good things a day. And I'll put the, like I said, I'll have that picture up so you can see what the app looks like, so you can make sure you download the right one if you want to do it. But I definitely recommend it. It just puts you in really good spirits, and it reminded me how grateful I am for a lot of the things that I have in my life and a lot of the wonderful things that I experience every day. Because sometimes it's easy to get into the negativity train, you know, especially, I don't know what it is, man, but because it gets dark at like 5:30 now, it just puts me in this this depressive state, and I don't like it. And so again, just anything that I can do to infuse my day with positivity, I try to do that. Diamond painting helps, but and sometimes my 3 good things are about diamond painting. Like, trust me, I definitely put that I hit 1,000 subscribers in as one of my 3 good things, because that was awesome that day. But yeah, just a recommendation. You don't have to do it, but I think it would be fun. If you do end up downloading the app, let me know in the comments what you put as your 3 good things for today. I'd love to hear what your 3 good things for today would be. It's currently December 1st, but this is going to go up in 2 days or 3 days on Wednesday, so it won't be that far away. But tell me what your good things are. Tell me what's going on and what positive things are happening in your life, or what made you smile today. Just let me know. Okay, so the other part of that, the fact that we have this Office of Well-Being and how they're so awesome. So at the Thanksgiving potluck that we had, it was 2 weeks ago, because they figured nobody was going to be working the week of Thanksgiving. We still, like, the office was open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but so many people take that week off that they were just like, we're not going to do the potluck the same week as Thanksgiving. So they did it the week prior to Thanksgiving. And after I had grabbed my food, I sat down with the girls that work at the Office of Well-Being, and we were just talking about the attitude of gratitude challenge that they were running. And I was telling them that, like, I was killing it and I still had my streak or whatever. And we were just chatting, and we were talking about wellness activities and ideas. And one of the things that I had said to them previously, because like I said, we're running the 410s at work right now. We're piloting that, and the Office of Well-Being plays a big role in piloting this and collecting feedback and doing focus groups with the employees to see, like, is it working? How can we make it better? How should we communicate these things in the future when we open it up to more than people just participating in the pilot and whatever. So when they interviewed me, because again, I'm participating, but I'm also a supervisor and I have employees that are participating. So it was kind of like, how are you liking it? But then how is the communication with your team going regarding it? And so we just did a lot of reflecting together with the wellness, the well-being team. And hold on, sorry, I just got distracted. Whatever. It's fine. I always like try to keep the same bottom line all the way across, but I ended up going one lower than this one, which is annoying. But then I'm just gonna hop down to the next row and then keep going. So it's not the end of the world. They all have to get drills on them eventually, so might as well start now, right? Anyway, so what I was saying was, we were sitting down, we were talking about the 410s thing, and part of the questions that they were asking me when we had met previously is like, do you feel like you're having a lot more work-life balance? Like, what are you doing with your free time? Not in like a nosy way, just like have you been able to do anything that you weren't able to do before? Do you feel like you're getting more work accomplished, or you're being more productive or less productive, whatever? And I told them about my channel. I was like, yeah, when I started working the 410s, I wanted to fill that day off with something productive, but also fun and creative, because that's what fuels me. Is when I get to be creative, that's when I'm having the most fun. And so I found diamond painting as a hobby, and I decided to start a YouTube channel, and it's grown a lot. And the only reason I'm able to even make these videos is because I have a whole day during the week dedicated to filming and unboxing and doing fun things. Like right now it's a Sunday, so Sundays I like to film my Whip and Chats because it's usually a very relaxing day and I can reflect on my week and talk to you guys about it, and then obviously it'll go up a couple of days later, so you feel like, again, we're in sync with time and stuff. But my videos that I film on my day off during the 410s week, those are the videos that are just like the random fun ones, right? Like the unboxings, the wish list tours, the small shop hauls, the ones that are kind of timeless. Those are the ones that I film during the week. And I'll just film one every week, and that way I can just like get those ready for you guys and whatever. And I was telling the wellness team about it, and they were like, diamond painting, tell us more about diamond painting. And they're like, wow, that's so amazing that you have a channel, and like, tell us about diamond painting. So like, literally I felt like I was trying to convert someone to my religion. I was like, well, ladies, please step into my church and tell you all about diamond painting. So oh, I dropped the drill again. I'll never see her. That's fine. Anyway, so I told them about diamond painting, and I showed them a couple kits that I had done, and I told them about all the cool small shops and the community of it all, and like they were like, wow, that's so cool. And then the one girl looks at the other one and she was like, oh, we gotta do this. And I was like, what do you mean we gotta do this? And she was like, we should do an event, because they do events for the students all the time. So the two girls are the Office of Wellbeing, but they support faculty, staff, and students. So they serve everybody at the College of Nursing. So, but they said, they were like, oh, that would be such a fun event to do. Maybe we'll do it for the students first, but if it goes well, we can do it for like everybody. But essentially, like, they were talking about collabing with me and doing a diamond painting wellness activity like during the students' lunch break, because a lot of them are on like the similar schedules because they're cohorted together. So you might have like 100 students that all have the same lunch break, and they all come into like our open space where there's a bunch of tables where they can kind of hang out and chill. And then our offices of student success are like right around where they kind of hang out. And so the first floor of our building is very like student centric. It's like student services where they kind of hang out. There's a little kitchenette where they can heat up their lunch and stuff, and there's a fridge. But that's also where we do a lot of like the activities for the students and stuff. And if student organizations have events, they usually host the events in this big space. So the girls were like, yeah, I could go get like a bunch of those kits, and like we could do like a diamond painting wellness event. And I was like, my soul left my body. I was like, yes. I was like, how do I help you? I have so many toolkits. Please do not buy anything. I have everything we need. You just supply the diamond paintings. And I was like, I can show you where to get them really cheap, but for legally licensed and da. And like, so long story short, we might be collabing with the college to host a diamond painting wellness event for our nursing students, and I am so excited about that. We don't have a date or anything yet, but I'll keep you guys posted on like where that goes. It's probably something that we'll do next year, but I'm just like, how cool that I get to bring like my worlds together like that. I'm so excited. It's gonna be really, really cool, and like the students I think they're gonna love it. I think they're going to love it, and it's going to be really fun and relaxing. And hey, maybe we'll convert a bunch of nurses into diamond painters, and that would be really fun. So anyway, those are kind of my major updates about work stuff. In my personal life, I already told you guys about planning my mom's 60th birthday for next year. That is going to be the Alaskan cruise. And it is officially booked, so that is very exciting. My mom came over one day after work, and we called one of her best friends. Oops, my arm stuck to the canvas. One of my mom's best friends is a travel agent, and so she's helped us book things in the past. She helped Eric and I book our honeymoon, which was really cool. And she ended up getting us some onboard credit, which was nice of her for our honeymoon. But yeah, so we're going to Alaska next September. I can't remember the dates exactly, but I want to say it's like September 9th, 8th, somewhere in there, through the 19th. So we'll be gone for 2 weeks. Because the one that we ended up picking, I don't remember if I told you guys this or not when we talked about it last, but the cruise we ended up picking is with Royal Caribbean. and there was an option to do a pre-cruise tour. So before we even get on the boat, we're doing like 3 or 4 days where they take you inland to like Denali National Park and like all these other really cool places. Again, I was looking back on the comments from when I originally talked about Alaska. I butchered so many of those like city names, and I'm so sorry. I think one of the ones I butchered was like I said C word, but it's Seward. I probably am saying that wrong too. And then the other one was Talkeetna. I don't know. I apologize in advance to all my Alaskan friends out there. How awful. I'm gonna try to do better and get the names pronounced correctly. But we're going to a bunch of really cool places in Alaska. So we're gonna fly there, and then they basically pick you up at the airport and they take you, I think it starts in Anchorage, and then I think it starts at Anchorage, and then when the cruise is over, you fly out of Vancouver. I think that's how it works. But the pre-cruise is just like them taking us around on buses to different locations in Alaska, and then again eventually ending up in Denali National Park, which I'm so excited about because I'm obsessed with giant mountains. So just to be able to see all that up close is going to be just so beautiful. And then once we are done in Denali, then we'll come back to the coast where we will get on the ship, and then you do like a week-long or a 7-night cruise or whatever. And we're gonna get to go to like the Dawes, I think it's the Dawes Glacier, Icy Strait Point. There's a couple really cool spots. I'll definitely, like, once we get some things more solidified, I'll probably do like a whole rundown of everything we're doing. In the last video that I talked about it, you guys gave some really awesome suggestions of places to go and things to see. So once we start booking like excursions and stuff, I'll share that with you guys as well, which will be really fun. But my mom is super, super excited. You know, she's going to be 60 next year, and this is a vacation that we originally really wanted to take with her mom, my grandmother. But unfortunately she passed away like when I was like 17 when she passed away, but we never ended up getting the opportunity to go on the Alaskan cruise with her, but she'll be there in spirit. But it'll just be really fun to go and just spend some time with family and see some really cool stuff. So we're planning that. But then on top of that, oh gosh, next year is going to be so like challenging as far as time off and scheduling is concerned, because, and I'm not complaining because I'm getting to go and do really cool things, but it's just like I have to be very careful with my time management in the beginning of 2025 and not do any crazy stuff or spend a ton of money, because literally from September to December of next year, like I don't think my feet are going to touch the ground, to be honest. So like I said, the cruise to Alaska is going to be in September, in the beginning of September, which, by the way, Eric's birthday is September 2nd, and we're leaving like the following Monday or whatever. So it's kind of like, even though it's my mom's birthday, her birthday is in July. So it's kind of like a delayed birthday thing, because she really wants to see the Aurora Borealis, and that we've read and seen that you have a better chance of seeing that towards the end of the season. So that's why we're going in September and not like closer to her birthday in July. Also, the pricing was really good. Like, I can't believe the price we got for the whole situation, including the flights and everything. But again, my mom's friend is a travel agent, so I'm sure she worked some fancy magic or whatever. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so that's in September. Then November, what is it? It's like November 2nd. Yeah, because November 2nd, one of my best friends is getting married in Colorado, which I'm so excited for her. She's like the last of our friend circle from college to get married, and so it's like a huge thing. We're all super excited, but she lives all the way in Colorado, so like we're gonna have to literally a month after we get home from Alaska, we have to go to Colorado, and I'm in that wedding. So it's not like we can just fly in for the wedding and go home. No, there's going to be a bachelorette party, and there's going to be all this stuff, and like helping her out and getting organized, and bridesmaid stuff. So I'm going to have to probably fly in with Eric like 2 days we'll probably have to take off like the Thursday, Friday. She's getting married on a Sunday because it was cheaper with the venue. So that means we're not going to be flying out until Monday. So that's 3 days right there. Also, like, Eric's time off at work sucks. I get so much time off at my job. Like, it's like I can't spend my time off fast enough, truly. But he does not get good time off at his, like, at the courthouse where he works. So we have to like basically save up a ton of time for him to be able to do all these things, which means we really cannot do anything at all at the beginning half of next year because he has to save every day off he collects so he can use it all at once for all these trips. So again, yeah, the first wedding is my friend who's getting married in Colorado on November 2nd. 2 weeks later, okay? 2 weeks later on November 15th, my cousin is getting married. My baby cousin in North Carolina. So I'm literally going from Alaska, not like directly, but like I'm doing an Alaskan cruise for 2 weeks. Then I'm in a wedding in Colorado, and that'll be like 3 work days that Eric will have to take off. He's already going to have taken off 10 days for the cruise. And then my cousin's wedding is November 15th, which is a Saturday. So we'll have to take off probably 2 days, like the Thursday, Friday, because I'm also going to make that my trip to go see my dad, because it's my cousin on my dad's side. It's my uncle's daughter. So, it's gonna be crazy, but fun. I'm not in that wedding. At least I don't think I'm gonna be in that wedding. I'm just a guest at that wedding. So that one will be a little less stress, but it's gonna be, you know, like all my family's gonna be there. It's gonna be like a big party. It's gonna be a lot of fun, but like coming off of the heels of going to Alaska, being in another wedding 2 weeks prior, then flying to North Carolina, spending some time with my family, getting my visit in, because then, if all of that wasn't enough, we might be going to Europe next December. Again, I'm not complaining. I am so blessed to have a life right now, where I'm at in my life right now, that I can travel. Eric and I, we don't have children. We don't have any like crazy, you know, responsibilities like that or anything. So we have a lot of pick up and go ability, but financially and, you know, just like timing wise, it's a lot. It's going to be a lot, and it's going to be a lot of fun, but thinking about it, like, again, I'm very strategic and futuristic in how I think through things. And so I'm trying to like strategize in my mind and make a plan of like packing and sorting and doing this, and like, again, making sure that we're not overbooking ourselves in the beginning of the year so that we can still you know, have, you know, I don't want to be like a shut-in. Granted, I've bought enough diamond painting kits to last me 18 years, so I don't have to leave my house to have fun ever again. We'll talk about Black Friday in a minute, but yeah, I am perfectly fine to stay in the house until September of 2025 without fail. I have enough to entertain myself. You could lock me in a bunker and I would just work on diamond paintings all day and be perfectly happy with that. But alas, I have to do my job and I have to keep working, and so does Eric. So yeah, we're just gonna keep it super low key in the beginning of the year. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Europe. So a couple years ago, I don't even know how many years ago. What year was it? It must have been like 4 years ago at this point. I don't know. Eric's little sister was turning 18, and she was graduating high school. And for her big present, so her birthday's also in December. So for her big birthday / graduating high slag turning, you know, the whole 9 yards. Her big present was that Eric's dad and his stepmom we were, and all of us, we were all going to go to Europe because she always wanted to see Paris and London. Like, that was like her bucket list. Like, she wanted to go to Paris and London, and that's what we were going to do to celebrate her and Christmas. And it was just going to be like our big trip that year. It was all booked. Eric's stepmom, she like had the itinerary ready to go. Everything, like, we were going. Like, everything was on stage to go. But then 2 weeks before the trip, and we were flying out on Christmas Day, 2 weeks before the trip, Eric's dad, whose name is also Eric, which I think is funny, Eric's dad, his sciatic nerve, like, flared super, super bad. And to the point where like they had to drive him to the hospital laying completely flat in someone's car. Like he couldn't, like he had to be completely stiff like a board to even, like he couldn't sit, because sitting on his nerve like shot him into like super painful, like into tears type of thing. He was in so much pain, and he has a very physical job. He owns his own company, but the company is like grease trap. He cleans grease traps for a living. Like that's what his company does. And again, he's the owner of the company, but he very much still like does work. Like he does physical labor, even though he really shouldn't. We yell at him all the time for it. But he runs his business and he's extremely hands-on. Like he does not have like an office manager or anything. His mom, so Eric's grandmother, but his dad's mom runs like between Eric's dad's mom, so his grandmother, and Eric's stepmom, which is Eric Sr.'s wife, they run all the finances for the company, and then Eric Sr. himself is like the company. Like he's like the one who's like calling the drivers and running the schedule and doing all of the account, like he's making sure everyone gets like paid, and he's marketing, he's like, you know, schmoozing with all of the restaurants that need the grease trapping and pumped out, and like it's just crazy. It's crazy. So he's always working 24/7. And I don't know if he was just like overworking himself or something happened, but his sciatic nerve flared up super bad. And we literally had to cancel the entire European trip because he, like, how was he supposed to sit on a plane for 10 hours? You know what I mean? Like twice, because you have to get there and you have to come home. And we were worried that like, even if he could get drugged up enough to make it to Europe, what if he had another flare up there? And, you know, with health insurance and all that, like how would he be able to get what he needs to be able to come home? And like it was just too much. And so we ended up not doing it, and it was really sad, and everybody was super bummed out. But obviously like we wanted him to feel well and healthy, and we didn't want him to be miserable while we're there. Like when you're in Europe, you're walking around everywhere all the time. Like it's not like here where you drive everywhere. Over there it's like a lot more walking and seeing from like in that way. And so he would have been miserable like if his sciatic nerve was flaring up and he had to walk everywhere. It just wouldn't have been fun. Lauren would have been sad because like she would have wanted to have fun, but she would have been concerned about her dad. Lauren is Eric's little sister. And so yeah, it just wouldn't have been a good time. So we didn't go. But now, so Lauren, she just in this past spring graduated from her bachelor's degree. Again, that's how long it's been since we didn't go the first time. So she just graduated from her bachelor's program, and she started her master's degree this fall. So August of 2024, she started her master's program. And so we had discussed like, okay, well, since she's still in that like kind of school schedule, similar to me, because I work at a school, but like we get really good time off during the winter break. And so that's still a really good time to travel somewhere crazy like Europe. Because if everyone starts to graduate and get jobs that are like, you know, oh, I can't get that time off, or I'm new at the company and they're not going to let me go here, you know, it's easier to work with a school schedule than it is to work with like a regular day job schedule, especially if you're new and like you can't get time off like that. So we're really trying to redo the trip while she's still in school. Nick, who is Eric's other brother, he's also younger than Eric, but he's older than Lauren. Nick just graduated from his master's program, and he just got a job in like Wisconsin. So he's moving to Wisconsin. So again, it's only going to get harder and harder and harder to like get the family together and like do trips together, because people are not going to have the time off. Like, and while the kids were still in school, it's much easier, or it was much easier. Now Nick's not in school anymore, but it'll work out. I think it'll be fine. The company that he's going to be working for sounds amazing, so I'm sure he'll be fine to take off time next December. But we're kind of like not talking about it because we don't want to jinx ourselves of something else happening to make the trip not happen again. But like low-key, they're very well considering like doing that European London Paris trip next December. So that means in 2025, September I would be going to Alaska. November I would be going to 2 weddings that are 2 weeks apart, one in Colorado, one in North Carolina. And then in December, London and Paris. I'm already exhausted. But again, I'm not complaining. Like, that sounds like a dream to me. Like, that sounds like a lot of fun. And again, at my job, I have a ton of time that I can take off. And the good news is that the new person that's starting this Friday, by next year, this time next year, they're going to be fully trained up and good, and I won't feel guilty leaving for that amount of time back to like in like different spouts. I won't feel as guilty about it because like they'll have a full year under their belt at that point with me right by their side, training them and making them feel confident in what they're doing and whatever. So I'm glad it's happening. This is all we're talking about 2025, not now, because if it were now, I would feel awful. Like I'm just bringing this person on the team and like dumping them. So I think work will be a lot more chill next fall, which will make me feel better about leaving so often for like personal vacations and stuff, because the team will be more like locked in. Does that make sense? I think about stuff like that. I know I probably should think about it not as much because again, like you're supposed to work to live, not live to work. But I have just I'm a very hard worker and I have a hard time separating that part of myself from like my life. Like I'm not someone who can just like turn it off. Like when I leave the office, it's like, okay, I'm no longer like, it's 5 o'clock on the dot. I'm running to my car. I don't care about if the world blows up at work. That'll be tomorrow's problem. I am someone who is much more fluid in how I view work-life balance. Like in my opinion, true work-life balance is like neither of them really have walls or boundaries. Like if I want to send an email at 8 o'clock at night, I can. But if I want to, go out and like grab a coffee with a friend at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I want to be able to do that too. Like I like, and this is just me personally, I'm not like, everyone's different, and some people really like the structure of like, nope, when I walk away, I walk away. But to me, my dream like work-life balance, if I have to work, again, my real dream is to not work at all, just diamond paint with you guys all day. Having this be my job is my real dream. But my more realistic dream is that like I work from home all the time. Right now I do go to the office 2 days a week, which again, I'm super blessed to even have that much flexibility. But my real dream would be to like work from home full time and I just work. Like I'm a salaried employee, so I'm not hourly to begin with, but like it would be so nice to just be able to get things done when I want to get them done out without the parameters of time constraint. So it's like, you have to be available from this time to this time. It's like, what if I'm just available, but when I'm not, I'm not? Like, I'll have a calendar, you'll see times that I'm free, but like, if I want to go get my nails done at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I can go do that. But then if I want to work on a work project at 9 o'clock at night when my brain is like firing on full cylinders because I'm a night owl, that's fine too. Like that, to me, that is the true work-life balance dream, is when you can really just like bop around and like, oh, I'm going to go grocery shopping at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, but then I'm going to come back and I'm going to have a meeting. And then I'm going to go play like soccer. And then I'm going to come home and write some emails. Like that to me, that flow, that to me is real work-life balance. But I know, again, for other people, you might hear that and be like, absolutely not. Do not be texting me at 9 o'clock at night if you're my employer, which I respect that. Like, I respect that. But for me personally, I like the idea of less boundaries and more freedom to live your life and work at the same time. Because then, I mean, think about it. If we all work 40 hours a week, like if you're a full-time employee somewhere, you're like literally working and you're with those people and doing work things more than you're living your life. And like, that's not fun. Like, that's not fun to think about it that way. Especially like, if you're not making the salary you want to be making, or if you're not like, again, professionally growing to the place you want to be at, like it's just a real downer to think about like that, in that perspective of like, I just want to get home as fast as I can because I don't want to be doing this anymore because I hate my job. Luckily, I love my job, but I think like the epitome of work-life balance for me personally would be to not have those barriers of time for life or work. You know what I mean? Like I could just do things when I want to do things. And I feel like sometimes like the people that are more in like leadership positions at my job, they kind of do that. Like I'll get an email from the dean or something over the weekend, and she'll say in her email like, I'm not expecting you to reply to this. I'm working and I want to put this on your radar for next week. But like in a dream scenario, I could just shoot her back an email and be like, hey girl, like I'm working too, what's up, you know what I mean? But culturally, I think we're not quite there yet. I bet you that like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, like as they grow up and to become like young adults and they start to come into like their 20s and 30s, I bet you we're going to see more of that flexibility, just because like, again, having work dictate your life in such a harsh way is just so sad, and it's no way to live. So anyway, mega tangent. But what was I really talking about? Oh, all of my travels. Yes. So again, to recap, September of 25, Alaska. November of 25, 2 weddings, one in Colorado that I'm in, and one in Raleigh, North Carolina, which it's my family. Then possibly going to Europe, London and Paris in December around Christmas time. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to get a lot of fun content. We're going to have to pick all the diamond paintings together that I'm going to take with me, because I want to travel with diamond paintings. I think that would be really fun. They'll probably be like snack size kits, or kits that are smaller and easier to like put in a backpack or something. But now that I have this thing, I feel like I could go anywhere. I feel like I could truly do whatever I want. I could have traveled with the Diamond Art Club storage units too, but it's just, I don't know, like it's portable, but it's just not like, this has a handle. The one thing that I don't like about this thing is that the zipper, or it doesn't have a zipper pouch. It just has this like mesh piece. And so as you can see, things will fall out of it if you're not careful. You see how it's kind of popping out the top there. Luckily the little ledge catches it, and I've never had anything fall out like all the way. But also, there's not a lot of headroom, so when you close this case, you can't stick anything in there that's like thicker. Like you can't stick a diamond painting pen and a tray in that to take with you. The thing won't close because it is the perfect size for just like, do you see how it does that? Even there's like nothing in there, and I still have to push it closed. So yeah, it's not the ideal situation for like carry. It's not like you can just use this to carry everything. Now, if you wanted to, this has 2 layers to it. There's like a second layer underneath. If you wanted to, you could take out the bottom set of bottles, and maybe you could put all your stuff under there and then put this on top, or just like put your stuff, like take the top layer out, leave the bottom layer, and then just put a bunch of pens and trays on top. Maybe that's an idea. I'm just thinking about traveling, because speaking of traveling, the last travel plans I have for 2024 is to go visit my dad in North Carolina. So he lives in Raleigh. And so I'm going to be flying out on December 24th, which is Christmas Eve. And I'll be coming home on that Saturday, which I think is the 28th, Saturday the 28th, whatever that Saturday is after Christmas. That's when I'm coming back home. So I'm definitely going to take a diamond painting with me. Hello. I don't know which one I'm going to take yet, but I'm taking something. That's something that I also wanted to talk about. So I know in one of my other videos, I can't remember which one, but I was talking about like being a mono whipper versus a poly whipper, which Courtney from Diamonds Are Girls' Best Friend, she coined those terms. So shout out to you, Courtney. But yeah, like a mono whipper means like you're someone who really only works on one project at a time. One diamond painting at a time. And then a poly whipper is someone who has like multiple work in progress kits out and about, and you kind of switch which ones you're working on at any given time. And I said, like, I'm a mono whipper. I'm someone who likes to work on one kit at a time, finish it, and then move on to the next kit. And I still stand by that, but I'm slowly realizing that what I really think I mean is like one large kit at a time. Because as I've also mentioned before, on Saturdays, I play D&D with my friends. I didn't play this Saturday because I was so like overstimulated by Thanksgiving, which again, we're still going to talk about Thanksgiving and Black Friday and all that fun stuff. But I was so just like overstimulated by hosting Thanksgiving. This weekend, I wanted 0 dark 30. Like I was like, do not call me, do not look at me. I can only handle my husband, and even that like in small spurts. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love Eric. But like I was just like, I need quiet and me time. Like I don't want to be a social butterfly this weekend. I want to hide and diamond paint and live my best life, and that's what I did. So Saturdays though, normally I'll play D&D with my friends and we'll hang out all day long because Saturday's like my friend day. and I will usually bring a diamond painting with me to just like do while we're hanging out and while we're playing, so it keeps my hands busy so that my mind is free to pay attention, which I've also talked about before. But I like to bring smaller kits when I go play D&D with my friends. So technically I am a polywhipper because I do technically have more than one work in progress, but it's not like too large. It's not like I have like, you know, two 80 by 90 centimeter kits going at the same time. It's like, this is my main whip and this will get done before I crack open another big box. But when I first started diamond painting, before I knew about legally licensed artwork and that whole thing, I had bought like a handful of Temu kits. And so those Temu kits that are cheapy and whatever, those are the ones that I'm doing at my friend's house on Saturdays. But I bought so many things. So many things. Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Well, Cyber Monday is tomorrow, but like the sales have been going on for the whole week. Like Black Friday sales, Small Shop Saturday, Cyber Monday. There, like literally, there are deals right now on Sunday that already say on Sunday that say Cyber Monday. Like right now, I'm already having anxiety because Diamond Art Club is absolutely releasing Cyber Monday sneak peeks, and I'm dying to see what they are. But I'm being good, and I'm waiting until I'm done with my whip and chat. But yeah, so I definitely ordered a bunch of like smaller kits to work on, like whenever I want to like take them on vacation, or I want to take them to a friend's house, or I want to whatever. I'm actually really dying to like pick a day, maybe one of my days off during the week, and go to a coffee shop. I was talking about this in Sophie's Discord. It's called what's it called? The Crafters Den or something like that. You should join the Discord. It's a lot of fun. But I'll put it in the description box below. But in Sophie's Discord, they were talking about like, you know, doing stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I would love to take like my diamond painting to Starbucks or somewhere, or a bookstore, like go to a Barnes and Noble and pick a table if they have one, and just like diamond paint and listen to like the cafe sounds and the music and just relax and maybe listen to an audiobook, whatever. And yeah, so that's something I might do in the future. One of the things I thought of, tell me if you think this would be a good video idea. If I would have to ask for permission to film in the store, but I was thinking, what if I did that? Like, what if I went somewhere like a Starbucks, or Starbucks is kind of loud, so maybe a Barnes and Noble because it's a little quieter, because it's like or maybe a library. A library could be, I have a really good library right by my house. So go to one of those locations and like set up my diamond painting in like a very public, like more of like a visible space, and just be diamond painting. But then I'll have an extra toolkit, and I'll have like another snack size diamond painting, or maybe I'll just bring a big one. I probably won't bring a big one because I don't want anyone else to touch it, but maybe I'll bring another snack size one. And like if somebody walks up to me and is like, oh, what are you doing? That looks so cool. I could like invite them to sit down and diamond paint with me, and I could like interview them and like meet people and be like, hey, who are you? What's your story? Do you mind being on camera? Just a fun idea. Again, I have lots of wild, crazy ideas. You have every right to say, Ashley, that's a crazy idea. But if you like it, if you like the idea, I could see myself doing that. Just like going to the library on a Saturday and just sitting there with a coffee and my diamond painting, and I'd probably only have like one earbud in, so that way like I could still listen to a book, but I wouldn't want to be unapproachable, right? Like I feel like if someone just was like diamond painting and had both earphones in, like people wouldn't come up and talk to you. So I want to look approachable. So like I might have one earbud in, but then I would just be like chilling and diamond painting, and that way if someone saw me and they wanted to come up and say hi, they would like feel comfortable approaching me. I feel like I'm approachable. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I'll try my best to make myself feel approachable, but I'd have to get permission from the library to film in there. And also I'd have to get permission of the person who sits down with me, if they would be comfortable being on my channel for a short period of time. It would probably just be like, you know, I'd have like a couple questions and I'd just ask them like a DP tag or something fun. And then, you know, they could sit down and place a couple drills and then move on. I think that would be really fun. Let me know in the comments if you think that would be fun. That might be something fun to do, especially because I do have my winter break coming up, so I'll be out of work, not like out of work, but I'll be off for 2 weeks. And I actually took a couple extra days off. So the 20th is supposed to be the last day the college is open, but I took off the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday leading up because I am going to North Carolina, and so I want to film ahead for you guys so you don't have any gaps in content. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of the last week that I'm supposed to be working, I'm probably just going to be filming a bunch of stuff for you guys. That way, on Christmas, on that Friday, on the Sunday, I already have videos ready to go, so that way I'm not having to like get home and then freak out about filming something, and then I can just plan for the following week or whatever. I'm trying to be very organized about my filming schedule because I don't want it to become overwhelming. So pretty much what I did was, once we got to like I think it was like 2 weeks before Black Friday or Thanksgiving week, I sat down and I like kind of planned out what I think I want to film for the rest of this year, like, which is basically, at that point, it was like a month and a half's worth of filming ideas. And so every time I get a crazy like idea, like the library idea or an unboxing or whatever, like I just write down all my ideas and then I just kind of assign them to a day, and then I just kind of like work it into my schedule of like, okay, I'm going to film it on this day, I'm going to edit it on this day, I'm going to post it on this day. And I've just been very organized. That's just a tip for you guys out there. If you're someone who's been flirting with the idea of creating a channel, highly recommend. By the way, I'm having a great time, truly. But I think one of the things that makes it stay fun and not overwhelming is making a plan. There are a bunch of diamond painters that have channels that just wing it, and for that I love you. For that I love you. Because I can't wing anything in my life. I love a plan. I'm very type A. So yeah, it's funny. I feel like type A people like me, where it's like we love a plan, we also love the idea of spontaneity. Like, I would love the idea of like Eric being like, get in the car, we're going on an adventure. And I'm like, yay, I didn't have to plan anything. This is awesome, you know? But at the same time, like it either has to be full spontaneity where I know nothing and I'm just being dragged into a situation, which is fun for me, or I have to plan the whole thing. But you can't try to plan something and then try to ask me to help you plan it. It's like either I have full control of the situation, or you're like throwing a sack over my head and throwing me in the trunk of a car and we're going on an adventure. Like, those are the only two options with me. Let me know in the comments if you're the same, or if you are a kind of a go with the flow person and you just kind of hang out with people that take over for you. People like, I feel like everybody has like a me in their life, or they are the other person where it's like, yeah, whatever, wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so I'm going to be filming it a little bit ahead when it gets closer to Christmas time, just so that way you guys still have fun stuff to watch, and do that sort of thing. What else did I want to share with you? Oh yeah, we talked about the weddings, Europe, all that. Oh, so what was it? Just November 17th. I wrote the date down because, again, we haven't talked in like 2 weeks, so I wanted to give you the updates on stuff. So November 17th, which was 2 Sundays ago. Yeah, 2 Sundays ago. Eric and I made a horrible decision. We decided that it would be super fun for us to play a drinking game while playing Mario Kart. So we have Nintendo Switches. So he basically went to Total Wine and bought soju. If you've never had soju, it's absolutely delicious. I don't actually know what kind of alcohol it is, but it's Korean. It's a Korean alcohol, and it basically has like it's like flavored. So they have like strawberry, mango, peach, like whatever. They're all like fruit flavored kind of alcoholic wine coolers is what it tastes like. It tastes like a cooler, like a very light, not super heavy, but the alcohol content, I believe, is a little high. But they come in like these beer shaped bottles, but it's a clear liquid and it's super sweet and light and fruity and it's delicious. Like, it's one of those drinks that are dangerous because you don't know you're drinking. Like, you don't know how much you've had until like you stand up and you're like, whoa. But we thought it would be fun. Why we chose to do this on a Sunday night when we had work the next day, I don't know. We were not thinking with our brains at that moment in time. We decided to go buy 3 bottles of soju each. My favorite flavor is the strawberry. I don't remember what flavor he got. If there is a mango, he probably got the mango flavor because he loves mango. But we played this drinking game where, so in Mario Kart, if you're not familiar, usually it's 4 races and then it's the best of 4 is the winner. So it was me and Eric. I'm always Yoshi. Yoshi's my favorite character. He always plays Toad, which is so annoying. Little Toad just screaming at you as he runs by you. And then all of the other characters are CPUs, or like they're the computer players. So they're like, you know, not real people. Hold on, I'm seeing if there's any more ones. Okay. So I'm Yoshi, he's Toad. It's 4 different races, and each race is 3 laps, typically. There is this one map on the Wii where it's 7, and it's chaos. But the way we played the game was basically we had these little shot glasses, because the way you don't drink soju. I mean, you can, but I don't think you're supposed to drink soju like straight from the bottle. You pour it into these little shot glasses, and then you shoot it. But it's not, again, it's super light and wine coolery. It's not like you're taking a shot of like 151 or something like that. Like it's very tame. It's a very tame flavor, and it goes down very easily. But so what we did was every race that we had, so like, again, there's 4 races in a round. So that's 4 shots of soju. So we would at the beginning of the race, we would fill our little shot glass of soju. And in one race, there's 3 laps. So what we did was you had to finish your shot glass of soju before the race ended. So it didn't matter at what point you shot it, but you had to shoot it before the race ended. But we played with cop rules, so you can't drink and drive. So you have to stop your go-kart, your Mario Kart in the game, shoot your shot or take a sip or whatever. You didn't have to shoot it. You could sip it if you wanted to. We both shot it though, because we're animals. So you had to stop your go-kart, shoot your shot, and then keep driving and try to win the race. So we played so many rounds of that we ended up finishing each of our 3 bottles of soju. That was such a fun night. That's all I'm gonna say. It was such a fun night. We were giggling and we were laughing and we were just like, I've never slept better. I would not say that we got drunk. I will say that we got heavily tipsy because we were also eating. Like, we were being responsible drinkers. We weren't going anywhere. We were in for the night. I guess it's not that responsible because we did have to go to work the next day, but we didn't wake up with hangovers or anything. We started doing this game at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So it wasn't like, you know, we were like drinking into 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, we actually went to bed at like midnight, I think, which is normal for us. Like, we're late night people anyway, but it was so much fun. And like, Eric would like stop his cart and start drinking, and then I'd like red shell him and I'd fly past him and like stop, and then I'd shoot my shot. And then it was like, oh my gosh, this one time, one of the races, I was winning and I had a really good lead, and I stopped right before the finish line to shoot my shot, and he comes flying up behind me and he slams me with a shell, and then he wins. But then I was like, no, I was like screaming, I was like, no. And then he was so into the race, he forgot to drink his drink. So I was like, that's a penalty, I win. It was just so funny. We were just having the time of our lives. I love that I have a partner that can be crazy goofy with me like that, because that is like it was so memorable and fun. I don't think my sticky wax is stickying anymore, so I think I have to reload it because it's not picking up drills. Anyway, so that was what we did 2 Sundays ago, and then we didn't wake up hungover or anything, but we woke up exhausted. Like, we woke up really not wanting to go to work. We just wanted to keep sleeping because we were just so tired from staying up and being complete like dummies the night before. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. Highly recommend playing that if you were, this is the other thing too, because I have a lot of friends who don't drink. Eric and I don't drink often. Like, typically we only drink socially. We're not like heavy consumers of alcohol, but we do like to drink sometimes. We obviously drank way more in college than we do now, but like even in college, we were never like those like drunk all the time. Like, that's just ew. Like, I don't actually enjoy the feeling of being drunk. I don't like not being in like control of myself and of my mind. So I don't really get drunk, but like I don't mind having a drink or two for social situations, or obviously drinking alone at home with my husband. Like, that's different. But what was I gonna say? So we have a lot of friends in our friend group who don't drink at all. Like, they, not because, like, it's not like a religious reason or anything. They just personally, like, just don't enjoy alcohol, or they don't want to drink. So, like, but we were always very accommodating to that. Like, when, even in college, like, when we would all hang out and play, like, drinking games, like, we have this one friend who, he doesn't drink at all, but we would still play the drinking game with him. He would just drink, like, Dr. Pepper. So, like, we're all, like, drinking and whatever. Like, whenever we played, like, beer pong or water pong, because even if we were drinking, we would never put beer in the cups because that's disgusting. But we would have, like, our drink cups on the side. Or if we ever played, like, a card game, like Ride the Bus, or if we played Flip Cup, like, any of those fun drinking games, like, if someone didn't feel comfortable drinking, or if like, we were drinking but we wanted to stop drinking but we still wanted to play, or if we were playing, like, Ring of Fire or something, we would let people play with, like, water or soda or whatever. So, like, you know, we're always inclusive here. We don't want anyone to feel left out or whatever. So our friend group has always been super good about, like, you know, not making people feel pressured to do anything they didn't want to do, whether that was drinking or anything else. But yeah, so Eric and I had a really fun time playing that, and it was just a lot of fun. But then we went to work the next day and we're like, man, I really wish we would have picked that activity on a Saturday, but nonetheless, it was fun. Looking at my notes, what else happened? My friends, yes. So, every time I tell you guys all these crazy fun stories about my friends, because I have a pretty decent friend group and they all moved relatively close to us, now we get to see them a lot more often. And in one of my previous videos, I was telling a story about my friends, but, like, I wasn't saying their names because I didn't know if they felt comfortable with that. And so, like, I was, like, saying, oh, my friend with the twins, or, oh, my best friend, or this one that works at the vet office that found Stormy the cat, whatever. And you guys were like, you should make up names for them because, like, we need help following along with who all these people are. Well, that same weekend that Eric and I played the drinking game with Mario Kart, we played D&D the night before with our friends, and I had said to them, I was like, hey guys, so I was just wondering if you would feel comfortable if I use just your first name on my channel for, like, whenever I tell funny stories and all this stuff. And they were like, yeah, girl, go off, no problem. And I was like, yay! So I can now officially say the names of my friends so you guys don't get all confused of who people are. So just to do a roundup, the couple from Colorado and the girl who is the vet tech at the emergency animal hospital that found Stormy, who then gave it to my mom, her name is Kelly, and she's married to Sam, and they're from Colorado, but they moved here in, like, April of this year, and we love them. We actually met them playing video games online, and then we just grew a really great friendship, and then now they live here. So, like, best friends ever, love them. Then we have Cynthia and Tyler, and they are the mom and dad of the twins that I was telling you guys about in previous videos. So Cynthia has been my best friend for, like, over 12 years. I don't even know. Like, we met in college, but she was not, like, she's older than me, so she was actually, like, graduating, or she had already graduated from her master's program at the school, but we connected through improv club. So we both attended improv club, even though she was like a graduated grad student, she would still go because she was super involved. And, like, that's how we met. And, like, I met her when she was just engaged to Tyler. And then when Eric and I started dating, we were invited to their wedding, like, 3 months after we started dating. So, like, we've all been in each other's lives, like, from the very beginning. And, like, Cynthia and Tyler were in our wedding. It was just, we have a great friendship. So they used to not live as close to us, but now they live literally, like, 5 minutes down the road, which is the best thing ever. Like, I've always wanted my best friends to live near me like that, because when you're in college and everybody lives, like, down the street from you, you take it for granted how easily accessible all of your closest friends are. And then when everyone grows up and kind of moves around and gets their real jobs and whatever, you forget, like, it's hard to maintain relationships with people when they're not in your face every day. But we've managed to do that. And especially now that she has the twins, those twins are, like, I swear, they call Eric and I Titi and Tio. They are our babies. Like, I would literally hunt and kill for those two children. Like there's nothing like a best friend's, like, you know, relationship with their kids. Like, Cynthia's children are my children, truly. Like, that's how much I love them. So, and it also, like, I don't have kids right now, so all I can do is pour all of my love and affection into these two children, and I will continue to do that and spoil the crap out of them. So love them. So Cynthia and Tyler and the twins names are Aiden and Ryan. They're fraternal, the boy and girl. And then Casey and Sarah also. So Casey's another friend from college, and then we met Sarah later. Sarah's Casey's wife. I think they met through church, like years and years ago, but then they ended up dating and now they're married. So Casey and Sarah are also two of our friends, and they also live very close to us. After they got married, they started renting up here because they wanted to check out the area. So literally, Casey and Sarah, Kelly and Sam, Cynthia and Tyler, all of our best friends, and they literally all live 10 minutes away from me. It is the best thing ever. But yeah, so now you know who all their names are. You know who I'm talking about when I'm talking about like all these crazy stories. But and also Cynthia, Tyler, Sam, and Kelly, that's the group that we play D&D with on Saturdays. So whenever I'm talking about D&D, I'm talking about hanging out with those knuckleheads. I don't think there's any more ones. I keep picking up a drill to place it on a 1, and then I keep taking the drill off because I don't see a 1, and then I keep forgetting and I pick it up again. So I think I can change this color out now. Let me, oh my gosh, I'm scared. This is the first time I'm dumping into this like tiny little bottle with this giant tray, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Here, let me put some release paper down in case the drills go flying. Okay. All right, that worked out really well, actually. That was a painless process. I have only one drill that popped out. So the high walls are good. This is a good one from Nyx's Notions. It's called the Venti. And the Ventis you can personalize. So you can put like your name or something on the side. I'm still on the waiting list for Muni-Made trays. I did purchase from Muni-Made during all the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever sales. So I do have Muni-Made kits coming, and I did get the premium toolkit upgrade. So I will be getting Muni-Made trays that are just like paired up with certain kits, but I'm still on the customs waiting list because I want to get kits, or I want to get trays like this that have like my name and my channel name on them, because I think that would be super fun. So, but sorry, I dropped the cap. Right now the Nyx's Notions trays are doing super great, and I love them. I love them all. I think I'm gonna swap, you know, for different reasons. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. So Nyx's Notions, when she sent me the trays that I ordered, she also gave me these as free gifts. How nice of her. She gave me this tray. I haven't opened it yet, but it says ADHD/ADD awareness, and then it says Nyx's Notions on the other side. And then it has a baby tray inside, like a little mini tray, and a stopper. An extra stopper. All of her trays that I've ever received, you get a stopper in the tray, so you have like the stopper that it comes with, but then she also usually includes a second stopper, I guess in case you lose one or whatever, which I think is so kind. But so yeah, I got this extra tray in like this really pretty orange color, and then I also got this free gift, which is a bottle filler, which I'm like, that is so perfect because I'm using these mini bottles. I haven't even opened this yet. But it's essentially one of those like funnel systems where you stick the bottle, well, I have to take the cap off. So you stick the open bottle at the bottom here, and then you pour your drills on the top, and it goes right into your bottle. I totally forgot. Oh, here, we'll do it. We'll do it together. I'll pour my drills back in this. So this is serial number 16, but number 1 on the symbols. Okay, so then you just stick it in there like that, and I'm just gonna put that down on the table. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Okay, I'm gonna take the stopper off of this, and you could probably put a funnel in here if you wanted a wider top, but I don't have one easily accessible to me. But look at that! That fits really well in there too. This is both from the same company, so it's nice that that fits really like well in there. But yeah, and then you just pop your bottle out, and this is good, and then here we go. That's so cool. Thank you so much to Nyx's Notions. I'll drop their Etsy shop in the description box below if you want to shop. I don't know if they're still running. I don't know if by Wednesday they'll still be running any deals for the holiday. But if they are, check them out because they'll put your name on stuff and they give you a lot of free gifts. I also got in the package, when I unboxed my first small shop haul from Nyx's Notions, I showed off the, there was like a bunch of free stuff that came with it. There's like an entire pouch that they send you that has a bunch of stuff about like ADHD awareness, and like she's very into like mental health awareness and positivity, and it was like a wellness kit. There was like an eye mask in there, there was hand cream, candies. It was really sweet. There was like a little baggie of tea. So when you order from Nyx's Notions, you honestly get more free stuff than stuff you pay for. It's insane. I don't know how they do that, but yeah. So I got this extra really pretty free gift of another, what is this called? A Venti size tray. And then I got this super cool bottle filler, which I really appreciate because I'm using this right now. So I'm actually going to leave this out for this whip and chat. So as we continue to switch out colors, we can use that to pour stuff back in the bottle. I'll just leave that over there for now. So where was I? Yeah, so I can say my friends' names now. Yay. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Shout out to them. If any of you are watching, thank you. Shout out to you because it's going to be way easier to tell all of our crazy stories without getting all confused. Okay, so let's look over here. I think I'm going to do... Actually, let me do the 7 because 7, which is really 15, there's not as many of those, and so I'll be able to switch colors a little faster. Ooh, and I might get to get rid of this bottle. So that'll be exciting to kind of move stuff around. But anyways, so yeah, we can talk about my friends now. That's really cool. Thanks to them for letting me say their first names. I will say, so now that I can say their names, so Cynthia, my best friend Cynthia, she, again, her and I have been friends the longest out of all of the friends that I just mentioned. And so I've actually gotten kind of close with her family. And, oh wait, this is the wrong one. This is the super sticky wax. I've gotten close with her family because we've been in each other's lives for so long. And I've met like her mom and her uncle and just like other people in her family. She was basically raised by her mom and her uncle. Her uncle kind of stepped in as like a father figure to her. And unfortunately, he recently passed away. And what made it even worse, I mean, there's so many reasons why it was not great. It was like it was awful. But when he passed away, his wife passed away 2 days later. Like, I'm not kidding. I've never, you would think this is like a Netflix special. Like, literally he passed away on like, I think like a Friday night, and she passed away like 2 nights. Like, I think Sunday morning she passed away. It was so sad, and obviously Cynthia was devastated, and so I was just, I wanted to be there for her. And Eric and I, we knew the uncle and his wife well because we'd celebrated birthdays with them. We'd gone to their house. Like we were part of that. We're basically part of the family, and she's part of our family. So we went to the funeral. Ironically, it was the Saturday. So it must have been the 16th because in the morning we went to the funeral. That night we all got together and played D&D because Cynthia wanted to like laugh and have fun and not be sad. So we played D&D that night. And then the next day on Sunday, that's the night that Eric and I played Mario Kart and drank together. It was quite the weekend, quite the eventful weekend. So at the funeral, first of all, the place itself was gorgeous. Like, I was like, if I was somebody who had like a formal funeral like that, like if that's what my family decided they wanted for me, I would want it like this. Like, they had it was like a small little funeral home, but they were, so the uncle and the aunt were getting cremated. They were not getting buried, but they hadn't done the cremation yet. And so it was open casket, which was a little jarring, I will say. I held it together for my friend, but like that kind of freaked me out a little bit. But again, I would have done anything for her if she wanted me to go up there with her. I wanted her to feel like I was there to support her. So it was open casket. but there were 2 different rooms, which was cool. So like there was one, the whole funeral home, by the way, was decorated with like their personal affects, which was so special. It was like there was a table that had like stuff about their favorite music. There was a table that was like their favorite vacation spots. There was a table about like, you know, their favorite sports teams. It was really well done. I was like, wow, this looks incredible. And like you could stop by all the different displays and like just like look at all the stuff. And like some of the stuff was like decorations that the facility had, and then other stuff was like stuff that the family brought from their home to decorate the tables with. And it was just really, really special. And then they had TV screens all over the funeral home that were like running pictures that the family had submitted prior of them, you know, just like a bunch of family photos, and it was set to music, and it was just like running in the background throughout the entire day. And it was just really, really, like, I've never been to a funeral that felt so like happy and uplifting. It was very, very nice. But like I was saying, there were 2 rooms. So there was one room where the 2 caskets, because again, they died 2 days apart, so we just celebrated their funerals together because why not? So there was like a big room with a bunch of big round tables and chairs, and then their 2 caskets were at like the front of the room with like a podium on the side where eventually someone would speak. And then if you went back out into the hallway and down the hall, there was another huge room that was like the same size, and it also had a bunch of round tables in it, but it had a bar where all the food was. So like once you went in and like went into the first room and like paid your respects and said goodbye and like you had your moment, you didn't have to like stay in there with like the open caskets if you didn't want to, which we did not want to. So including Cynthia and Tyler. And also she had her kids with her. So, you know, trying to explain death to a brand new 6-year-old essentially, you know, like that's tough. So, you know, we had to kind of go through that and like help with the kids and whatever. But once we kind of had our moment with her in the room where the aunt and uncle were, we went over to the room where the food was, and that's kind of where we hung out for the rest of the time that we were there, except when like the actual service started. So family, which I was very honored that they included us in the family category, they told family to get there at noon, which we did, and then the actual service didn't start until 3:00. So we got there at noon, we paid our respects, we hung out, we ate lunch, and then everyone else started showing up around like 2:00. And then everybody else got to eat and all that. And then we went back into the main room where they were, and the service was like 45 minutes, and then we all left. So we left at like 4:00. It was a long day. It was very tiring because it was a lot of like peopling, and you know, obviously you're going through a lot of emotions, and like I'm like watching Cynthia go through it made me go through it. Like obviously I'm so sad that they're not here with us anymore, and I loved them dearly, just like my own family, but like I wanted to be there for her, and so I felt like I was just so like focusing in on her that like I was exhausted too, just because I wanted to be like, is this one okay? Is this okay? How can I help? What can I do? Like, you know, just trying to be everything all at once. Like I tend to put a lot of things on my own shoulders that nobody asked me to put on my shoulders, but then I get stressed out for other people. I don't know why. I'm like that. So I just care a lot about the people in my life, and I put a lot of their burdens on my shoulders, even though that I shouldn't always do that, but I end up doing it a lot. Because I just want everyone around me to be good and happy, and I just feel like if I can take any of that stress or pain away, I try to do that. But I know I also have to protect myself and be careful about, you know, the energy I let into my life and all that. So long story short, we were in the food room because it wasn't quite 3:00 yet when the service started. And so we were all just like hanging out and talking. And so it was like me and Eric, the 2 kids, and then Tyler and Cynthia, but Cynthia kept getting called away because again, this is her family. So she's like seeing people she hasn't seen in years and like schmoozing and talking and like consoling, and she's doing the hostess with the mostest thing with her mom. And then Tyler kind of hung out with Eric and I and Aiden, the little boy, because Ryan was like off playing with her cousins and running around. She doesn't know she's at a funeral. She thinks she's having the time of her life with all of her family, which God bless children, right? Like I'm so glad that she was in high spirits. Even though like Cynthia and Tyler talked to her several times about why they were there and, you know, all the things. And she did go in and look at the bodies, and like they put some flowers in the casket. It was very sweet. But you could tell, like, she's 6 years old. She's not mentally present for what's going on, which is, again, totally fine. I'd rather her have happy memories of her uncle's funeral than sad ones. So, you know, so Ryan is in the bathroom with her cousin making potions out of the soaps in the bathroom, causing mayhem. Aiden is with us and Tyler, and then Cynthia's coming back and forth as she finishes talking to people, and she's like coming to us to sit down and have a break before she has to go back out and speak to more people. And so again, we're sitting in the room with the food, and there were attendants. There were like people that were there, like kind of standing. There was a guy that was bringing more food out to the table, and then there was a woman standing there that looked like she was just like an attendant in case anyone needed her for something, but she was also kind of like with the food guy. And the table we were sitting at was the one that was closest to kind of the buffet area. And just because we were the first ones that were there, so we just sat down. Like, we didn't really think about it, but we just sat there. That woman that was like working the buffet area, she came up to us 8 billion times. Can I take that from you? Can I refill this? Can I do? And I get it. She was probably trying to be nice. But like, I had my back turned to like the buffet, so like the buffet was behind me, and I would take a sip of my drink and place it down, and she was like right there. She was like, hey, can I get that from you? Hey, do you need anything? And I was like, like, go away. It was like too much. It was way too much. At one point, Tyler was eating a sandwich or something, because it was like finger foods. It was like little sandwiches and like little mini brownies and whatever. It was like small finger foods. Tyler had just like started eating something, and he had like taken a bite, and then Aiden, he is like a horse. He will eat everything and anything, and he's addicted to fruit. Aiden he's a fruit bat. He loves fruits. So he's like pounding fruits, but he doesn't want to touch the sandwich, and like we're trying to get him to eat not just the fruit but also the sandwich. So he like shoves his plate away, and we're like, no buddy, you got to eat that, whatever. And so like whatever, he finishes the fruit, and we tell him like, we're not going to get you more fruit until you have some of the sandwich. And he's like, no, being a 6-year-old. So we're like, all right, whatever, you can just sit there then. And so he's chilling with us, and we're all just talking, and the woman tries to like take the plate away from the 6-year, and I'm just like, can you we're trying to accomplish something here. Like, please do not clear the plate that he, like, because he won't eat it if he thinks that he can have it taken away. He'll just keep handing it to you thinking like you're gonna take it away. So then we had to have a whole it was like a whole back and forth, because she kept trying to take all of the things away that were in front of him, and we were like, no, like, we're trying to like, it was a whole thing. I was like, can woman please read the room and go away? Like, please stop. Go attend to somebody else. But anyway, that was just me being crotchety. She was trying to be nice, I think, but I was just like overstimulated, and I was like, please stop trying to clear our table. We will clear our table when we're ready. Thank you so much. And then another funny thing that happened at the funeral was Ryan, at one point Ryan came back to the table, and we were all sitting there. Cynthia had come back to have like a breather, and so it was all of us. It was Aiden, Ryan, Cynthia, Tyler, me, and Eric. We were just sitting there, and Ryan was like, she was like talking to her cousin Naomi, who ran up next to her, and she was like, Naomi, look at my big she said like, look at my big dead black bow. She had like a big it was a black bow, and they had matching outfits. So Ryan and her cousin had matching dresses with white stockings and shoes and black bows in their hair, because it's a funeral, so they got dressed in black, whatever. But they were matching, and they were really cute. But Ryan was like, look, we have matching dead black bows. I was like, Ryan, you can't say that. And Cynthia's like, she's like, Ryan, and Tyler wasn't paying attention. Tyler was like, he was like, what happened? And I was like, she called it a dead black bow. And Tyler just like looks at Ryan, and he's like, do not say that. And she was like, I'm sorry, Daddy. It was one of those situations where like you don't want to laugh because you don't want to encourage the behavior, and you don't want them to think it's funny. But it was absolutely hilarious, and we were all laughing but trying not to laugh. But I was like, please don't tell people about your dead black bow. People are gonna think you're weird. So yeah. So the funeral happened. The service was really beautiful. A couple people got up to speak, and it was really emotional. But overall, I think it was like a positive experience, and I think it was, dare I say, fun. to see everybody and get to talk to people that we haven't spoken to in a couple years. And Cynthia got to see her family that she hasn't seen in a while. So it was overall nice. Obviously, we wish we weren't there for the circumstances we were there, but if it had to happen, I think it happened really well, and it was organized beautifully. The food was good, the service was good, the workers there were good, except for the one woman who wouldn't leave us alone. And overall, it was just a good time. So, it was successful, but it was sad. But it was a very eventful weekend, like I said, because we did that. Then everybody, after the service ended, we all kind of went to our respective houses to like take a shower, get into comfy clothes, and then like Cynthia, Tyler, Sam, Kelly, Eric, and I, we all went back to Cynthia's house after we like relaxed for a little bit, and we ended up playing D&D that night, and that lifted her spirits a lot, and I think that made everybody feel better. So that was good. And then the next day, Eric and I played a drinking game that we should not have played on a Sunday, but regardless. So yeah, that's kind of been what's been going on in my personal life the last 2 weeks. Nothing too crazy eventful, but also things have happened. Eric did talk to his mom the other day, and apparently, so she lives in South Florida, and she lives in a really nice community, but they're all townhomes. They're like fancy townhomes, but they're townhomes. And apparently, like, they got bats in their attic, but because it's like a townhome and they're all connected, it's like the whole row of houses has bats just in their attic. And it's kind of funny because they're like, I guess the bats are endangered or whatever, so they can't do anything to them. They just have to kind of wait for them to leave. Like, they're not allowed to mess with them. And so like now, like they're dealing with bats in their attic, and I haven't actually gotten an update. I'll have to ask Eric if he's spoken to his mom recently. Oh, here we go. Here's a bunch of 7s. I love that pop. Hold on, let me do that again. That was fun. Oh yeah, love the pop. Anyway, so yeah, so my mother-in-law has bats in her attic, which is really funny. It's funny, not funny, because like I feel bad. The reason they found out that they had bats is because Eric's stepdad was having like respiratory issues, and that's how they found out that they had like bats in their attic, because I think whatever is on the bats, I don't know if it's like dander or whatever is coating on them was getting Eric's stepdad sick. So that part wasn't fun. But regardless, I just think it's funny that she has bats in her attic. And she can't touch them because she called like so frustrated. She's like, I have these bats and I can't get them out because they're endangered and they won't leave. I just thought it was really funny. But yeah, so she's dealing with that saga. Speaking of like roofs in general, so Peter, which is Eric's stepdad, Peter is coming up Tuesday. So in 2 days, he's coming up here so he himself is a public adjuster. And so when we had roof damage from the hurricane from Milton, again, it wasn't like we did receive damage. Like there was zippering in the roof, a bunch of shingles came off, but like there's not like a giant hole in our ceiling. Like we're still able to like run our air conditioning and everything's fine. But like we did sustain damage, and so we were looking to file a claim to see if we could get it either repaired or replaced. And so Peter's coming up on Tuesday because he has other clients in the area from the hurricane that he's working with. And so he's going to come up on Tuesday, and the insurance company is sending their public adjuster for like the insurance company, and they're going to talk and look at the roof together and like decide what they're going to do or whatever. I'm hoping that the insurance will cover a new roof, because the roof is 20 years old, almost. Not quite, but almost. And so it would be really nice to be able to, get that new roof and not have to pay out of pocket for that if we can help it. But again, like, I don't want to do anything not above board. Like, they're going to assess the damage and they're going to decide what's realistic and what's not, whether it needs to be repaired or replaced. But I really hope that they determine that it needs to be replaced, so that way I can get a new roof, and then I get another 20 years of not worrying about that, because it's like, it could be anywhere from like $10,000 to $15,000, and we have a 2-story roof, and it's gabled, which means it's like the peak. It's not a flat roof. It like goes like this, like a triangle. So I'm sure that adds to the cost and the complication of it all. We have a shingle roof, so it's not tile or anything, but I'm just looking out my window. I don't think they allow anyone to have anything other than shingle. We do have an HOA here. So I think shingle roof is like the standard for this community. They don't just let people do whatever they want. Like, I don't think you're allowed to get a metal roof or a tiled roof. My father-in-law has a tiled roof, and he swears by it because he says it lasts longer and it's more durable, which I believe. But, you know, if our HOA won't let us do it, then they won't let us do it. Like, there's, you know, what am I going to do? Fight the HOA? I'm sure he would love that, but I will not be doing that. I like where I live, so I don't need to get anyone aggravated with me. So right now I'm taking the leftover of the 15 serial number one, and I'm putting it in here, and it's not going to fit. Dang it. I was really hoping to eliminate this bottle. Oh, I'm being silly. Hold on. I could just use the funnel again. Please hold. Okay. So instead of having one be super overstuffed, I'm just gonna split it. Oh my gosh, this works like a dream. That was so good. Okay, so now I still have 2 bottles, but at least one has like they both have a decent amount in them. It's not like one is almost empty and one is overfilled. Yay! Love it. Love, love, love it. Dix's Notions. Buy one. 10 out of 10. Okay, so let's do L. The symbol L is number 14. This is my favorite part. Ready? I love it. I love it. It's just shh. I love that sound. Okay. So yeah, we are having just like more inspections done on the roof just to see again, is it damaged enough that we need a new one? They have to do an assessment to determine what the cost is going to be, what the insurance company is willing to cover, blah, blah, blah. We've already, I'll pick that up later. I dropped the drill when I was dumping before, but we'll figure all that out later as far as like timing. We're not in a huge rush to get the roof replaced because our insurance company did already like re-sign us for next year, so I'm not worried necessarily about getting like dropped from the insurance or anything crazy. I mean, you know, knock on wood, because please, I just, with all the traveling we have going on next year, I just really would rather not spend my money on a new roof right now, because again, like $10,000 to $15,000, like that alone is like all the vacations we're going to be doing next year. So I'd rather spend it on something fun like that and not on a roof. But we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on where things go with that. Oh, last weekend, so not the weekend where Eric and I played a drinking game, but Sunday the 24th, I think it was. Yeah. Eric and I went on a little date on Sunday night and we saw Gladiator 2. It was so good. If you're not into like gore, it's not for you. And if you didn't like the first one, it's not for you. But I really liked it. I'm not going to give any spoilers in case you haven't seen it yet or you want to see it, but it ties in Gladiator 1 to Gladiator 2 very well. There were a couple parts that I feel like they probably moved the story along a little too fast. Like there was a little less character development than I would have liked to have seen with some of the characters. But like for the action of it all, holy cow, I loved it. I cannot wait till that movie comes out on streaming, because I will absolutely do a Gladiator marathon. That's like one of Eric and I's like couples movies. We have a list of movies that are like our favorites together. Like they're like we call them our couple movies. I don't know what you guys call it, but like it's like our movies, and it's a very random like list of movies. Like the top 3 are like Gladiator, anything like Roman Empire, Greek mythology, like any of those types of movies, like Gladiator, Sparta, like all those types of movies, Troy, we love all that stuff. 300, like love those movies. Another one that's on our like couples movies list is The Lord of the Rings. Every single Lord of the Rings, we are both obsessed, obviously. And then also the third one is Sister Act. I don't know why, but Sister Act 1 and 2, Eric and I are obsessed with those movies. We could watch them 1,000 times and not get bored. And then the other one is the Fast and the Furious series. Eric and I both are obsessed with all of the Fast and the Furious movies. We could watch them again over and over and over again, and they're still making them, which is hilarious. They're on like number 11 or something. No, I think they're on 10. but it's a 3-parter. I can't remember, but we love them. We love how cheesy they are. Eric loves cars, so he loves it for that aspect. I just love it. We both love it. But anyway, so Gladiator 2, super, super good. The action in it is incredible. The cinematography is incredible. We saw it. I definitely appreciated that we saw it in the theater because I feel like we got to see it and how it was meant to be seen. You know what I mean? Like, it looked really, really good on the big screen. And yeah, it had Pedro Pascal. So, period. End of story. But it was really, really good. And, you know, it was just, I don't want to give anything away, but highly, if you liked Gladiator 1, and or you love action movies that are like swords and gore and fighting and like, go. Just see it or wait till it comes out on streaming. I highly recommend. It was very, very good. But yeah, we had a little date night and we saw it. I will say I booked the theater, I booked the tickets for like 10 p.m. thinking like, okay, like we'll be home by midnight because we live like down the street from the theater. It's not that far from the house. But I forgot that like when it says online, like the movie starts at 10 o'clock, that's when the previews start. And so and I love watching the previews. Like, don't get me wrong. I am someone who is like, if you are late for the previews, you're late for the movie. I love previews. And all the stuff that they show you before the movie starts, like I'm into it. But I forgot that that's included in the start time. So the runtime of the movie was 2.5 hours, I think. But then it said it started at 10. So again, I was like, oh, like it'll be a late movie, but at least we'll be like alone in the theater and it'll be quiet and we'll like enjoy it, whatever. The theater was very nice and like it was really quiet. There weren't a lot of people there at that time, but the 30 minutes of previews happened and I forgot about that. And so the movie didn't even start until like 10:30, 10:45 or whatever time, like 10:30 realistically. So yeah, we didn't get home till like 1 o'clock at night. So I don't know why I keep making these bad decisions on Sundays. Like the Sunday before, we were drinking. Then the next Sunday, it was watching Gladiator in the movie theaters when we had work the next day until literally 1:30 in the morning. And we were so tired driving home. We literally got home and like passed out. And then we had to wake up at 6 to get ready for work. And then this past Friday was Black Friday. So I had to stay up till midnight and like shop, which that was fine because, we had, it was fine. And today is Sunday and I'm not doing anything crazy tonight. I'm not staying up. I'm not doing anything. Tomorrow is Eric and I's wedding anniversary, actually. So tomorrow, December 2nd, Eric and I will be married for 7 years. So yay, us. We've been together for 12 years, but we've been married for 7. So that's super fun. We both have to work tomorrow. And obviously we're coming off of like basically for me, it was a 5-day weekend. For him, it was a 4-day weekend. So instead of trying to like celebrate on Monday where we were like coming home from work and like we were tired and recovering from the weekend, we decided to celebrate on Black Friday. So Thursday we hosted Thanksgiving and then we were like exhausted, but we hosted Thanksgiving as a lunch. So we had Thanksgiving at like 1:30 is when all the food was out. And then everybody left by like 5 o'clock. And then we cleaned everything up downstairs. And then I started watching the live stream with Diamonds and Washi, Emeralds and Fairy Lights and Jackie. I started watching that stream at 10 o'clock Eastern. But then I went live for the first time on my channel with my members. So shout out to all my members who were able to attend my live stream on Thursday night leading into Black Friday. That was so much fun. I was super nervous about going live for the first time on my channel, like where I drove the bus. Because the first time I went live was on Courtney's channel and she just did everything and I just was there. And she had a bunch of other guests on too. So like it wasn't just her and me. But this live, it was just me. I was running the show and I was just like nervous that like people wouldn't say anything or nobody would join, or it was like everybody was watching the other live stream. So like I was just super nervous about it, but it was a lot of fun. Almost half of the members of the channel actually did show up from the inner circle. So if you're interested, that's one of the perks. So there's 3 tiers for my channel memberships. There's the DIY Darlings, and so if you're part of that, it's like 99 cents a month, and you get You get loyalty badges and special emotes that you can use in all of the comments below and chats and anything like that. You get special really cute kitty emotes, and then you get royalty crown badges for length of time as a member. If you're in the second tier, which is VIP squad, you get all of those things, but then you also get a monthly behind the scenes video from me, and you get to vote on my next kit that I work on. And then if you're in the top tier, which is the inner circle, you get all of the things from VIP Squad and DIY Darlings. But in addition, you also get a monthly live, and you get to decide which of my kits from my stash go into the voting for everyone to vote on my next kit that's part of my VIP membership and inner circle membership. So that's really cool. So if you are interested in voting for what kits I do next, or if you want behind the scenes content, or if you want to hang out with me in a live stream, please feel free to click on the join button below and you can become a member of my channel. No pressure if you don't want to. We're going to continue to have fun on the main channel, and I'm not going to do too, like, I don't want it to feel like, you know, there's a paywall behind my content. It's just one extra fun video a month and then a live stream. I probably will do some live streams that are not members only in the future, but I'm thinking maybe, because I know some of you guys mentioned you'd love to see a Lego whip and chat. I think that would be a fun one to do on a live, because building Lego, especially the big ones that I build, they take a long time. And so instead of filming like a 1,000,000-hour video of a whip and chat doing Lego, I think it would be more fun if we did a Lego live build. So let me know in the comments if you like that idea, but that was something I was thinking of, because again, now that I'm taking kind of a hiatus, after I finish this kit, I'm not going to be entering any more events for the rest of the year, or like the only other event that I have on my horizon is not until next summer. So because of that, the kits that I'm working on, like if they're huge, they're huge. If they take multiple months, that's fine. Like I'm really excited to go into this next season of like diamond painting, where I'm just free to like whatever my membership votes on, I'm just going to do that kit, and it's going to take as long as it takes, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And like I was saying before, I am a mono whipper as far as like only having one giant kit worked on at a time, but I might have some smaller kits that I'm also working on for when I'm traveling or going out and about with my friends on the weekends or whatever. So I'll share those with you guys too. Those ones will just be little snack size kits, but I'll always have one big kit that I'm working on that the channel and you guys get to see. I also post about it on my Instagram, so definitely check out my Instagram. It's linked below if you want to see like progress photos and things like that. I post usually like once a day on Instagram, just to keep you guys updated and to say hi. But yeah, so there will usually only ever be one giant whip, unless there's like a special occasion. But the mini stuff will come out whatever, so you guys can always follow there. I'm just reading my notes again so I don't get off track too much. Oh, speaking of movies, I'm seeing, I saw Gladiator 2, you know, on the 24th, but I'm going to be watching Wicked on Tuesday. So, ooh, now that I think about it, ooh, I have to talk to Eric about that. I just realized we already have tickets to go see Wicked on Tuesday night, but that's also the day that Eric's stepdad is coming to check on the roof. We're not going to Wicked until the evening, so it shouldn't be an issue, but we are having dinner at the theater. So thank you guys for helping me remember that, so I could tell Eric, hey, we just need to let him know that we already have plans that night, so we can't do dinner or whatever. But oops, that's fine. We'll talk to him about that. But anyway, I am excited to see Wicked. We're going with Casey and Sarah. They went home for Thanksgiving to hang out with their family down more south on the west coast of Florida. So we're going to get to see them on Tuesday, and we're going to do like dinner and a movie, but the dinner is in the movie theater, which is fun. So we'll be doing that Tuesday and seeing Wicked. I've only heard amazing things about it. I love Wicked, like the actual stage show. It's incredible. I actually saw it. It was traveling, and I saw it. Was that earlier this year or last year? All my timelines are running together. I don't even know what day it is. Well, I do, but you know what I mean. I either saw it this February or last February. It might have been last February, but I truly don't remember, because again, time has no meaning to me at this point. But we saw Wicked on stage, and we had really good seats. It was Eric's stepmom's birthday, and so Eric's dad got all of us tickets to go see it, and we sat like center 8 rows back in orchestra, and it was just like, wow, like the show was incredible. I had actually seen the show before when I was much younger, when I was in high school, and it was incredible that time too, but like seeing it again as an adult, I just have such a better appreciation for it. It was just absolutely incredible. And yeah, so loved it. So, and I've heard amazing things about the movie, so I'm really excited to go see it in film form with, you know, with my friends on Tuesday. So that's coming up this week. What else did I write down? Oh yeah, I already talked about hosting Thanksgiving. Actually, I do have a couple really cute clips. I took some videos and some pictures throughout Thanksgiving just so I could share them with you guys after the fact. So let me pause this really quick, and I'm gonna share with you some cute video footage and pictures from Thanksgiving. I'll be right back. Hi everybody, it's Ashley from Messy Girl Crafts. It is Thanksgiving today, and so I just wanted to hop on here and say happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you're spending it with your friends and family and that you have a really relaxing, fun weekend. I wish you all of the best of luck, and I hope the odds are ever in your favor during our Black Friday Hunger Games for kit shopping, and I will see you soon. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you. Bye. Wasn't that so cute? Okay, I guess we can talk about Thanksgiving now. So, first of all, Eric is like the best cook ever. When he throws down in the kitchen, it is serious. It is serious business. He cooks so good. And like he was even saying like he wanted to make more things. And I was like, babe, you can't. Like you already are making so much food by yourself pretty much for like 17 people. We went grocery shopping the week before Thanksgiving because we didn't want to fight with the masses like on the week of Thanksgiving for like a turkey and sides, and we didn't want stuff to run out and whatever. So we we went to the store a week early to buy like a bunch of the dry goods and the turkey itself, and then the week of we got like the fresher stuff like broccoli and any like salad and all that stuff. And he was like, well, I want to make this and I want to make this, and then I had my list of things that like every year I demand he makes. Like, he makes the best sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows on top ever. And then he also makes this corn souffle that is to die for, that he learned the recipe from his stepdad, Peter, and it is like everything. It is butter and corn and cheese and deliciousness, and it's I love it. And then what else? I'm super simple. I like box mashed potatoes and cornbread stuffing from the box, like easy peasy. And then so every year my stepdad fries a turkey, but then Eric bakes a turkey. So it's like we have both. Well, every year that we host here, because obviously when we go to other people's houses, we have to have whatever they're having. But yeah, whenever we host, Eric will do an oven turkey and more traditional. And then David, my stepdad, he like drops a turkey in the fryer, and that, oh my gosh, I ate all of my favorite things on Thanksgiving. Like, I had stuffing, I had turkey fried and baked, I had sweet potato casserole, I had broccoli, it was just so good. My mom actually makes this, we call it gorp, but it's basically like a trail mix. She makes like a Thanksgiving trail mix, and it had cereal in it, and it had raisins and nuts and peanut M&Ms, or no, regular M&Ms, but they were dark chocolate. It was just so good. I ate like a cow on Thanksgiving, and I don't regret it. I don't. I will say though that we did not go to the gym last week, and we will be going back to the gym this week, and I'm scared. I'm scared of the gym hurting me because I haven't gone in a week, and I regret nothing because the food was amazing. But anyway, so yeah, Eric was like, leading up to Thanksgiving when we were grocery shopping, he's like, I want to make this and I want to make this. And I was like, babe, you have to like delegate. We have 17 other people coming. Let them bring something. So what we asked most of the guests to bring were desserts. So like someone brought, so Kelly and Sam, I think they brought a green bean casserole, and they also brought a couple different desserts. Kelly's a really good baker, so she like baked cinnamon bread and regular bread, and she baked a blackberry tart. And we bought all of us are obsessed with key lime pie. Maybe it's a Florida thing, I don't know, but we love key lime pie, so we got a big Publix key lime pie. Cynthia's mom, we invited them to come over because, again, with everything with the funeral, like we didn't want them to not celebrate, because usually like uncle was the one to go to for Thanksgiving, and because he passed away, like we didn't want them to feel alone or any sort of way on Thanksgiving. So we invited Cynthia and Tyler over, but we also invited her mom, her brother, and like all of them over, so that way they didn't feel like, lonely. But we just asked them to bring vanilla ice cream to go with all the pies. Someone brought a pumpkin pie. Cynthia made this like really good apple crumble type thing. So that went really well with the ice cream too. And yeah, we just had desserts out the butt. We had desserts everywhere, but that's what we asked other people to bring. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, we've delegated all the desserts. And then we asked his dad, because his dad's side of the family came up. We asked them to bring Cuban bread from Miami, and that was delicious. And we had that for multiple days after the fact. Like, we just ran out of the bread. It was so good. But anyway, I'm like, oh, good. Like, we've delegated all the desserts. Surely Eric won't be making a dessert as well as cooking for all 17 of us for Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, no. He decided that he wanted to make a flan. I'm like, can you relax? We're at the checkout line at the grocery store, and the person at Publix that was checking us out, they were like, oh, like, are you cooking for Thanksgiving? And we're like, yeah, we're excited, whatever. And he's like, oh, like, how many people? And I was like, 17. And he's like, wow, that's a lot. And then I think he had a can of like condensed milk or something in his hands. And he was like, oh, what are you making? And he's like, I'm making a flan. And I just looked at him and I was like, you're making a what? He's like, yeah, I want to try to recreate my grandmother Mealy's recipe for flan. And so this was again a Cuban grandmother who cooks with her heart and measures nothing and didn't write down a recipe and then died, and now everybody wants to know how the flan was made and nobody can remember how the sacred flan was made by the grandmother. So Eric's like, I've just decided that on top of everything else that I'm doing for Thanksgiving, I'm going to try to recreate a recipe from scratch that everybody's dying to know how to do. So he literally, and I told him, I was like, you're a nut job, number one. Number two, I love you. Number three, you're not allowed to cook that on Thanksgiving. You have to make it the day before. And he's like, that's fine. So Wednesday night, he made the flan, and everyone that had it, I personally, I don't like flan, like as a dessert, like I just don't like the texture of it. But everybody else that had it said it was like really good. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. I don't know if they said if it was like a dead ringer for his grandmother's flan, but everyone was like, wow, that's really impressive. Like, you did a really good job. And he had never made a flan before. Not only did he not have a recipe from his grandmother because she didn't write it down, but he also had never made a flan before. I'm like, you're insane, sweet angel. You're crazy. So yeah, so he made a flan on Wednesday, and he also like got the turkey prepped. In the photos that I showed you in that little clip of footage, so what he did to the turkey was he brined it. So for 24 hours before like sticking it in the oven, basically, he brined the turkey, and then on Thanksgiving morning, he took the turkey out of the brine and like rinsed it off a little bit to try to get a lot of the salt off so it wasn't over salted, and then he shoved it with a bunch of citrus in the cavity, and then he baked it. And this was genius. He put a cheesecloth on top of the turkey that was soaked in herbal butter, like butters and herbs and deliciousness and probably garlic powder. He soaked a cheesecloth in this butter mixture, draped that on top of the bird. And at one point, I think it might have been in one of the clips, when he opens the oven and you look at the turkey, he was taking the temperature. I was like, babe, I was like, did you burn the turkey? Like, it looks really dark on top. And he was like, no, sweetie, that's the cheesecloth. He lifted the cheesecloth and it was like the perfect golden brown. I was like, this is amazing. I personally cook out of necessity. Like, I would not say that I am like an inspirational cook like he is. He is so, like, he gets creative in the kitchen. And like, he actually, when he was in high school, the high school that he went to had academies, and he was in culinary academy in high school. So he's been in love with cooking and food since a very young age, which I greatly benefit from. But I'm a baker, so I like a recipe. I like to follow directions. I don't mind getting creative and winging it after I've made it the first time, but I feel like every time I make something, I want to go right by the recipe, line for line, the very first time I make something. That way, when I taste it, if I feel like it needs more of something or less of something, I have a base to go off of. But if you just start winging it from the beginning and you don't write anything down, like, how can you ever recreate it? But I don't know, it's the Cuban magic. They know how to cook, and I trust them. So again, all of them make delicious, amazing food. His stepmom, Eric's stepmom, makes this thing called vaca frita, and it's basically like steak that's been like seared in a pan, and like it gets all crispy on the outside, but it's still like really flavorful and juicy. And then you put it over a bed of rice, and it's just it's so good. And Eric, actually, for Christmas, we're doing our friend's Christmas the Saturday before Christmas, and Eric's going to be making ropa vieja, which is basically like pork, like pulled pork with soaked in like mojo juice and like on a bed of white rice. Guys, I need to go to the gym extra during this holiday season because I'm about to be a whale. But anyway, I don't care. It's delicious food and YOLO. Anyway, yeah, so Thanksgiving went really well. Eric did an incredible job cooking. One of the traditions that we always do on Thanksgiving, at least when we're with his dad's family, is everyone goes around the table and says like what they're thankful for, which was kind of funny because I had to prep my friends ahead of time. Like, I was like, okay guys, just so you know, like, this is a tradition we do, because they all have like, they're all introverted and have social anxiety. So I was like, I'm warning you now, so you have something, you know, you've had time to think about what you want to say, so you're not put on the spot. And they were all very thankful that we told them ahead of time what we were going to do, so that they weren't thrown off. But yeah, we went around the table. We all said what we were thankful for. There was definitely some tears shed. But yeah, it was just a really, really special day. And unfortunately, his dad's family had to leave early because his dad had to do something for work. Like I said, he runs his business and he is very much involved in the operation of it all. So I think something happened with one of the trucks, one of the grease trap trucks broke or something, and so he had to go home to like help his driver with the mechanic and whatever, and they had to fix it. So everybody went home, like I said, around 5 o'clock, and then we got into getting ready for Black Friday, which I blacked out Black Friday shopped. And I'm not even talking about just Diamond Art Club. Like, yes, I did get a lot of kits from Diamond Art Club on Black Friday, but also like starting on Sunday, the week before Black Friday, Diamond Art Club started releasing their like sneak peeks of the kits that were coming out on Black Friday, but all of the small shops were running all of their specials early. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So from Sunday till about Wednesday, I had already purchased a ton of stuff from small shops that were already running all their specials. And then on Black Friday, I shopped from Diamond Art Club. And then yesterday, there were small shop Saturday deals, and I got a bunch of stuff from Etsy, and I got a bunch of stuff from other things and whatever. And then today, now they're releasing what's going live for tomorrow for Cyber Monday. I got paid 3 times in November, thank God, because one whole paycheck literally went to shopping. I will say, Eric and I, like I was telling you guys earlier, Eric and I celebrated our wedding anniversary on Friday while we were Black Friday shopping, like for regular stuff. Like we went out to stores. We had to buy a new Christmas tree because the lights on our old Christmas tree broke finally. We'd had it for years, but it finally went out. So we ended up buying a brand new Christmas tree. We get a fake one because the cats, we don't want them to eat the pine needles or whatever, but we got a tree. We got a bunch of gifts for our family. I do my best every year to knock out Christmas shopping in November, and Black Friday and like all the deals that happen on this weekend are usually like, that's like when I really do try to buy everything so I can get the best deals possible. And then usually the month of December, it's just casually wrapping. I just casually wrap the presents that I need to wrap. And because we're going to North Carolina this year for Christmas, I'm spending Christmas Eve with my mom and my stepdad, like, and then so we're gonna go to their house in the morning, do our Christmas on Christmas Eve. Then my mom is gonna drive Eric and I to the airport. We're gonna go to my dad's, have Christmas with my dad, and then we're gonna come home. And then the weekend after New Year's, that's when we're gonna go have Christmas with his family down in South Florida, because there's a engagement party, or no, is it an engagement party or a wedding party? I don't know. It's a party. I think it's an engagement party for one of his family, really close family friends. So we're going to go to that party, and then we're also going to exchange like presents and stuff for Christmas with his dad's side, and then we'll see his mom's side on Sunday and do the same thing with her. Y'all, it's really hard. I'm like, again, I respect people's decision like to part ways and get divorced, and like sometimes you don't find the right person and you have to move on, but it is so tough when you are a product of a divorced family and then you marry someone who is a product of a divorced family. Between Eric and I, we have 8 parents. 8. 2, 2, 2, 2. And they all want your attention all the time. And again, I love my family. I love all of our parents. I love, his siblings, that he has 2 siblings on the dad side and then 2 other siblings on the mom side. So like, that's always like, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And I feel like every holiday season, I never get out of it not feeling guilty for not giving someone enough of my time. My dad's in North Carolina. So this year we're going to actually spend Christmas with him, but we've never done that before. So for a long time, like he gave us like a hard time about not seeing him during Christmas. And so that made me feel really guilty. But then it's like other years, it's like, we just want to stay home. And then because my mom lives up here, she'll come see us. She sees us all the time because she lives up here too. She chose to move up here to be with us more often. But because Eric's family, they still have ties to South Florida. They were still raising kids. There's still grandparents to be taken care of down there. Like there's businesses, like they can't just move here. So we don't get to see them as often. So then I feel guilty about that because I'm spending more time with my family than your family. But then we go down there and then I feel guilty because it's like we're spending time with one side of his family more than the other side of his family, and they're all just like trying to get time with us, but we can only, because Eric doesn't get a lot of time off of work, we can't stay for like an extended period of time. So like literally what we'll do sometimes is like we'll drive down on a Friday after work, spend the weekend, and then drive home on Sunday for 4 hours. It's crazy and it's exhausting, and like there's just so much guilt associated with that. So like, again, I'm not shading anyone who gets a divorce, because obviously like I'd rather you be happy than living in a relationship that you don't want to be in. But man, if you have kids, if you're divorced and you have kids, please be kind to them, because it is so hard. It is so hard to be a child of divorce and to feel like you can't make anybody happy. Like really it comes down to like, I feel like and again, no one's ever said this to me. Like, I'm not saying that my family has said this to me at all, but it makes you feel like you're not enough. Like, there's not enough of you to go around. And it's incredibly hard because, like, you know, like, I'm going to my dad's, and then, like, my mom will be like, you know, yeah, I'm just going to try not to mope and be sad on the holiday. And I'm like, that breaks my heart. Like, I don't want you to be sad that you don't have your baby with you on Christmas. Like, I want to be with you. But then it's like, then the other side is like, oh, like, I guess it's another year where we're not going to see you. And it's just like, oh, it's just, it goes round and round. And again, no one's trying to hurt anyone's feelings. And like, I don't think they're trying to like, they're not trying to hurt us and make us feel guilty or anything like that. They'd probably be really upset that we were feeling that way. But it's inevitable. It's just, it's part of the baggage that comes with divorce is like, you no longer get 100% of someone's time because there's a divide. But I feel like the one who suffers really is the kid, because they're like, not only do they have to, it's like on them to pick and choose where they want to be, but in reality, like Eric and I just want to be with each other. Like, we would love a situation where like we could wake up in our own house on Christmas, but that has never been the case because we're constantly having to travel to see other people so that they don't feel that we're neglecting their, like, that relationship. So I'm sorry. I don't want this video to become something sad, but I just had to get on my soapbox for a second because it's hard. It is really hard during Thanksgiving and Christmas to like navigate family, sharing time. Even I'm 32 years old and I'm still struggling with that. So again, if you're someone who has children and are divorced or are getting divorced, just do your best to reassure them that, you know, it's not their fault, and that, you know, don't, just try your best to not put that pressure on them of to choose where you need to be. Part of the hard thing for me too is that growing up, so my parents got divorced when I was like 10 months old, so I never remembered them together, but they were, even though they don't get along really, they never made me do separate holidays. Like when I was growing up in South Florida and they both lived down there, my dad didn't move to North Carolina until I was like 17 years old. So growing up, I had like one Christmas, one birthday, one whatever, and they would come together for the holiday. So like, it wasn't a situation where like I had to have two of things. Like, I would like wake up at my mom's house and my dad would come over. So that was how I was raised, which I am eternally grateful to my parents for doing that for me. But then when I met Eric and I saw his family dynamic, they were not as warm and fuzzy with each other. And it was not like that. Like, we did not have joint anything. We did two of everything. And it was really hard because, you know, if you spend time with one, you have to spend it with the other, or they start to get upset, or they just like, it's just exhausting. I could go on and on about it, but you know, again, I don't want anyone to feel like guilty in my family about that. Like, like I said, I don't think anyone's purposefully trying to like hurt us or make us feel that way, but it's just a byproduct of divorce, is like, you have to make decisions, and like, there's always someone that's going to feel left out. But like, me personally, like, I'm someone who internalizes a lot of that, and I'm very sensitive in that way. And so like, I feel so much guilt about someone not being able to spend time with us because they want us there, and that's just so hard, you know what I mean? And so, you know, maybe I always told Eric, I was like, one day when we have a kid, if we have a kid, like we won't be going anywhere. And then if anyone wants to see us, they can just come to us, because I will be done traveling at that point, because it'll be all about my child. But then, you know, that was the song I was singing, you know, when we were actively trying to like get pregnant and stuff. But right now, like this year, we haven't really been trying at all, because I've been really focusing on my personal health and like mental health, physical health, all that. And I'm not saying I don't want kids, but I'm saying I'm warming up to the idea of what my life might look like if I wasn't a parent. Eric and I have had a ton of fun this year, and I'm not saying that kids aren't a blessing. I've wanted to be a mom my whole life, but I think this was the first year where I opened myself up to what the possibilities would be like if I didn't have kids. And like, you know, there's just a lot of things that you have to sacrifice as a mom and as a dad that you like, they're, when I say selfish, I don't mean like you're being selfish like a bad person, but like you get to be a little selfish, a lot more selfish as a person without children. Like I get to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning and diamond paint if I want to. I get to watch movies, and I get to go out and play with my friends, and I get to play video games, and I get to spend my money however I want to, because it's just Eric and I. Like as long as he and I are cool with whatever we're doing, we're the only two that we have to be accountable for is each other as a married couple. But when you have kids, that is now your entire world, and everything should revolve around them. And so I'm now in this place where I've spent a year not being obsessed with getting pregnant. And if you don't know my story, I have PCOS and I have infertility issues. And so Eric and I have been struggling a lot with pregnancy, but this year we really took a year off of trying just to like better our health. And throughout this year, the year's almost over, like I feel like I've learned so much about myself. I feel like we've grown so much stronger as a married couple. And I just think overall, like it's making me, I don't know, it's making me take a second thought about like, I don't know, like do I want to still be a parent? Like do I want to give up the freedom of my time? And you know, it's not just till they're 18, it's their whole life. Like, you know, in my opinion, if you're doing it right, you're a parent for your whole life. If you have a kid, like they're your responsibility forever, and that's your baby, and or babies, multiple, whatever. So like right now, I'm in a season of like contemplation. I'm just like trying to decide what I want. Like, and again, I know I have no control. Like I was having infertility issues when I was trying, and then I took this whole year off of trying to better myself. And so basically what I'm saying is like, I'm trying to decide if I want to try again next year. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Eric hasn't decided yet. We haven't decided yet. I'll keep you guys posted on what my thoughts are about it. I personally don't mind being super open about all of this stuff, because to me, like I know someone out there that's watching this whip and chat could also be struggling with the same thing. And maybe you're having the same thoughts, and maybe that you're having infertility issues, and maybe, you know, you're focusing on your mental and physical health, or, you know, whatever. I don't know who's watching this in the present or the future. And so I just want you guys to always know that like, you're never alone. You're always welcome to share the good and the bad with me. And I'm going to share it with you because I feel like that's real. And I want you guys to get the real authentic version of me. And I don't see a need to hide anything, truly. I don't mind getting personal with you guys, because I think that honestly, sometimes I think even just, I mean, I'm literally in a room by myself, but I feel like I'm talking to you. And I feel like speaking some of these thoughts out loud help me like work through. You know what I mean? That it helps me work through some of my feelings, because I don't really talk to other people about it, because most of the time I'm too busy taking care of other people and their problems to talk about my own. And that doesn't really bother me. I have a lot of friends that'll be like, I'm so sorry, like we only talked about me and we didn't even talk about you. And I'm like, that's fine. That's fine. I don't need to talk about me. I'm fine. And it's true. Like, I'm not someone who just, if you are genuinely asking me about what's going on with me and like how I am, if I feel comfortable with you, I will open up and share. But if you don't ask, I'm not telling, because for me, it hurts worse when you're trying to share about yourself with somebody and then they turn it into something about themselves, or they like divert the conversation, and it's like, I was trying to open up to you and now we're talking about like chicken nuggets. You know what I mean? Like, that's so much more annoying to me than just someone not asking me about myself. Like, I would rather you not ask about me and not be disingenuous than ask about me because you feel like you have to, because that's what a friend is supposed to do, and then you're not fully in the conversation the way I give you the respect of being an active listener when you're telling me about your problems. You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments if you know what I mean. But yeah, so like, as I go into 2025, I've just been doing a lot of thinking about what I want for myself and what kind of future I want. Do I want kids? Do I not want kids? Again, I know I don't really have a choice as far as wanting them. Like, if I continue to have infertility issues, that's just the facts. But like, I have to make a conscious decision if I want to stay on birth control or not, if I want to keep taking like medication, like if I want to, you know, like I have to make a lot of decisions on how I want to proceed. Like, do I want, like, you know, all the things. I have so many things with, and also it's not just me. I have to consider Eric, my partner. Like, we have to have conversations about it too. And, you know, he's super supportive, and he's always just said like, you're enough for me. And like, if it's just you and me forever, that makes me happy, which that was like the first time he said that to me, that was so incredibly healing. Because, you know, if you're a woman watching this, I feel like there's a lot of unspoken pressure on, like, you know, having children. It's the one thing that your body's meant to do. And so when you are struggling with infertility, sorry, I'm looking for the letter L. If you're struggling with infertility, that can be something that's like you feel like you're not being a woman. Like, it's like your body's not letting you do the one thing that women are supposed to be able to do. And it hurts. Like, it hurts in a way that's not, I can't put into words, because it's like your body's not doing the one thing that it was put on this earth to do, quote unquote, like biologically. And so like, having him tell me that like I was enough, and that like if it never worked out, like we would be like, he would be perfectly happy with it just being the two of us. And like, I didn't know how much I needed to hear that. And now that I've heard it, and I've not just heard it, but like I ingested that, and like I processed that, and I now like internalized it to where I'm like, I am enough. Like, I don't need to produce a child to have value. Do you know what I'm saying? Sorry if this is getting so deep and cryptic, but like, I'm just sharing my thoughts. Also feeling very I can't say that word. I'm thinking a lot because it's the end of the year, and I'm thinking about the future and what I want to do and who I want to be and all those things. But I can switch topics. On a more positive note, again, I did a lot of shopping on the week of Black Friday. So all last week, again, Sunday through Friday, and even today, I bought something today. The restocks are killing it. But there's just a lot going on in all the sales, and I've been taking advantage. I really feel like 2024 is my year of like accumulating, because I only found diamond painting in July of this year. So I feel like I'm spending a lot of my energy like accumulating all the things that I want to try and do and collect. And then next year, hopefully, cross my fingers, hopefully next year my spending slows down a lot, and I'm just spending my time next year really enjoying the stuff that that went everywhere. I'm really spending more time just enjoying all the stuff that I bought, and I can, you know, I'll have the things that I missed out on before I was diamond painting, and now I can just spend my time enjoying the things I bought and doing the kits I bought. I'm not saying I'm not going to buy kits in 2025. I'm just saying that I'm really hoping to not have a wish list anymore for a majority of the companies that I'm interested in shopping from. And so the only time I'm really going to be buying stuff is if it is a new release and I'm really excited to buy it because it's brand new. It's not something that I've been hoping restocked or whatever. Also, like, because of, specifically with Diamond Art Club, yeah, I'll vacuum up later. Specifically because Diamond Art Club has a really good point system. I have so many points from all of my shopping from the last 2 weeks. So I'm really hoping that I can just, after Cyber Monday is over, I'm just going to be spending points if I see something that comes out that's new that I want. So that will help with spending as well. I hope. I say I hope because, you know, you never know what Diamond Art Club is going to do. They're always coming with the 1-2 punches with our wallets. But yeah, I was talking with my members during the live about how excited I am to do unboxings and stuff once all of my kits start coming in from all the shopping I've done, and I haven't only bought kits, I've bought in some other small shop goodies and like diamond painting accessories, and so I'll share all of that with you guys as it comes in. But what I was thinking about doing, by the way, I've moved on to the music note. I'm doing the music note now. I think I'm gonna do probably a couple of videos related to like my hauls from all of the different shopping experiences. I'll probably do one that's like all my small shop stuff, and then I'll do a separate Diamond Art Club one, because I just feel like if I combine them into one video, it would just be too much. So I'll probably do a dedicated, once all my stuff comes in from the small shops, I'll do a dedicated small shop haul diamond painting thing. And then I'll do a second one that's just all my Diamond Art Club stuff. I think that also helps too, because some people like to search for certain things. Like some people don't like Diamond Art Club, so they only want to watch stuff about small shops. And some people love Diamond Art Club and they only search Diamond Art Club stuff. And then some people that are like me, like both, and they want to see both, so they have 2 videos to watch, and that's awesome. So I think I'm going to split it up that way. So you'll probably see multiple videos come out about Black Friday shopping and all of the hauls that I got. So if you see one come out before the other, don't worry, there are going to be multiple. I just don't want you to think if like the Diamond Art Club one comes out first, it's like, well, wait, did she not buy anything from a small shop? Or if the other one comes out first, you're like, wait, where's all the DAC goodies? Like I'm going to show you guys everything I got, I swear. But it'll just take a little bit of time for it to, number one, show up to my house, because some of the stuff was delayed in shipping, but then also in general, just like, it's going to take a minute to film everything, and because I got a lot of stuff. But I love it all. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to show you guys, and I can't wait to see it myself. Most of it hasn't gotten here yet. I mean, it's only Sunday. So yeah, I'm really excited for that and to share that with you. And I am really excited to see what other kits are going to come out for Cyber Monday, whether it's a restock or a new release. I'm kind of hoping that I don't like any of the new releases. I know that's not going to happen because that's not my luck, but I kind of hope I don't like any of the new releases for Cyber Monday and I only do restocks, because then that would be great, because then it's like I'm taking care of my wish list, but I'm not adding more like new stuff. But let's face it, I'm gonna like, there's gonna be something that I like. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for what this channel has in store, and I'm excited to continue hanging out with you guys and engaging, and just making more friendships in the community. I've already met a bunch of people. If you're someone who's wanting to make more diamond painting friends, I really do recommend the Crafters Den Discord. It's Sophie's Discord. There's just that my phone is binging all the time from that Discord chat going off about people talking about all sorts of different things. And it's not just diamond painting. Like there's other channels in that Discord that are related to like sewing and painting and drawing and like knitting and crochet and a whole bunch of crafts. So it's not just diamond painting. Diamond painting is definitely the biggest one in there, but there's other stuff in there too. So if you're looking to make more like online crafty friends, definitely recommend Sophie's Discord. I'm in there all the time. A bunch of other creators are in there all the time sharing things. So highly recommend it if you want to kind of expand your friend circle. I'm definitely trying to do that because I really have enjoyed being a part of this community so far and what we've built together. But I feel like connecting with some other creators would be really cool too, and just making friends and sharing insights and collabing with people in the future. I think that would be really fun for my channel too. So anyway, I have made meh progress. Not the greatest, not the worst. It's because I did such a big section, but that's okay. I'm trying to get a bunch of like the bigger colors out of the way, so that way when I get to the part where I'm doing more like confetti, small amounts of colors, I can get it really fast because it's just popping them in and it's more obvious where the holes are. But I'm trying to make sure I covered everything. I think I did. So again, thank you so much for watching this whip and chat. I'm sure it's going to be like another 2.5, 3 hour video. But again, you guys said you liked those. So put in the comments if you do like these long whip and chats. I think they're fun. It's okay if you have to break it up into multiple watch periods. If you can't watch it all in one go, you can watch it in 2 videos, 3, or like, you know, space it out for yourself. I don't mind. I just really appreciate that you're here. If you made it all the way to the end, let's do a black heart in the comments for Black Friday. And maybe just let me know if you bought anything cool during this weekend. Did you buy on, Black Friday? Did you buy something from a small shop? Did you just go shopping for regular Christmas presents or winter presents, whatever you did? Just let me know in the comments. I really love it when I see you guys engaging there. I love commenting back and connecting with you in that way. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And again, if you want to be part of the voting for my next kit, feel free to click the join button below and check out all the membership tiers that I have to offer. And I think that's all I have for you guys today. So thank you so much and have a great holiday. Bye, everyone.